What's going on, guys? It is your boy Darth Eternal here with.
Hey, it's Verity who.
What's going on, girl? How's your, how's your day going?
Good, good. Oh, something fun was um yesterday I got to go to Disneyland and I got to see the Cal Kestis lightsaber because
What?
my
Well,
friend bought me, or he didn't buy me one. He bought one and I went with him.
I'm so
Um,
jelly. Before we do start, hold on. Let me just say this. For whoever is watching, comment in the comment section. We're gonna get into some juicy details on things that Verity, who aka Jasmine, is about to get into for this lightsaber. Also, I want to let you guys know today is a chill stream as you guys see it. We're gonna talk everything that's everything. There is no main topic. We're just chatting away. So if you want to talk about certain topic on a movie, a TV show, you're more than welcome to just comment there and we could just discuss it. Like I said, today we're just open to any suggestions, but we are going to talk about some things that are to come in Marvel and also Star Wars. But continue to go there. But by the way, welcome everybody. This is the Eternal Sith, and we have over here Verity Who, which is aka Jasmine as well. Even though we did a little intro, hit remember to smash that like button as you're watching and hit that subscribe and notification bell. So as you were saying, you got to check out. Oh, we have here Mojo Quid. Guess
what's
who's
up?
guess who's not late this time? LOL, you're not late, guy. You're not late. So you were saying you got to see the Cal Kestis lightsaber. So talk to us about that because I know everybody's
Yeah.
excited. There's so much like to go into about that, but anyway, go ahead.
So I it's kind of hard. I'm gonna sound like such a hater. I promise I'm not hating. I'm not really a fan of the Disney Parks lightsabers unless they're
I'm
just
not
for
either.
display because they're very chunky and
Gonky.
heavy, and I'm like, ooh. But when I saw the Cal Kestis one, I was like, this. I would buy this in a
Really?
goddamn heartbeat. It was
Really?
just so pretty. It was kind of heavy. It was slightly chunky,
It looks pretty
but
big. It looks big.
it was
Let me see if I
so
can pull up a picture
pretty.
of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it in the chat. I mean, the Calcastis, it looks heavy. Like for me, it's funny because so funny thing is, I'm gonna show you the lightsaber that I just bought today. Actually, I bought one. So yes, guys,
Ooh.
yes, your boy bought a lightsaber. It's eco swing, so it's nothing like crazy. It was honestly the most simplest thing. I didn't want to spend like crazy money because it was already 330. So I was like, that broke the bank. That broke the bank. But
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, it actually wasn't too bad.
Okay.
It was very pretty in person, and then when you buy a hilt, it comes with I don't know what it's called. I'm
You're
drawing a
talking about
blank.
the thing that connects the two, like if you're
Yeah,
trying to
the
do a
connector.
double
It
blade.
comes with the connector, so if you buy two hilts, you could connect them to be double ended. But yeah, the lightsaber was actually so pretty in person. It was very
It
pretty.
I mean, it looks really good to be honest with you. It looks amazingly good. Like I have to say, out of all the lightsabers, it looks really good. But I could tell here it looks really thick. Like again, it looks very gonky. John Mendoza says at the park, walking and listening slash chilling with the fam. What's going on, bro?
Hey.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh my gosh, what time is it by you, John? Oh well, I think you're Texas time, so that's is that Central time? Is that Central? Is Texas
Yeah,
Central?
that's central, so that's an hour behind you.
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I don't understand because Texas is like closer to you than it is to me, isn't it?
It's at the halfway point, but
Yeah,
for some reason they're 2 hours ahead of us or ahead of me.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we figured that.
But
But
yeah, it I feel like it looks chunkier in the pictures, but for a Disney
okay.
saber, it's not too chunky.
So it's not
It's
that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Honestly, like I'm kind of mad I didn't get pictures with the lightsaber because he put in the blade and was like, "Here, want to hold it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I
Right.
shouldn't take pictures." But it I actually like it. I'm probably gonna save up and get it because I like it for 160. I think it's
That's
worth
not
it.
bad. That's not bad.
I Yeah,
Let me ask you this. What color's the blade?
blue.
Okay, so it's not like okay. You know what's crazy I find with this lightsaber or just overall lightsabers in general from Galaxy's Edge, and you guys could comment in the comment section. They've done it where we have had it where they have it like I'm gonna put what guys, what do you like it like this option one? This would be option one or option two would be this. Which one do you like, Jasmine? I don't know, I like this one better. This one looks
Mm,
cool. I like this
Yeah,
one.
I think that
Okay.
one's good for now. You
So
just sorry about my messy ass house.
what happened with well, they still sell the Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, right? If I'm not mistaken, they still have them there, right?
I don't remember. I think they probably do.
Okay,
They've only
because
retired like a few lightsabers since opening Batu,
okay,
but I think you could still get the Ahsoka ones. I'm not sure. I know certain lightsabers you could get on Shop Disney, but just not all of them.
gotcha. Now, I guess my next question or my next thing is like, wouldn't you guys in the, I mean, again, comment section, right, and you too, Jasmine, what do you want to see like more of their lightsabers with more colors as opposed to one?
Yeah, I think it would be nice to have the op. So here's what I'm thinking, because I know Disney's not going to spend a bunch of money because
Of course not. It's
if
too
they would
much.
have, then they would have made their lightsabers less chunky. So what they could
Right.
do is they could do one or two things. One, they could have it where you could pick the color on the lightsaber. So
Ooh, like put your
a
cyber crystal.
yeah.
Oh, I
So they could
like
do
that.
something like that. Or
Ooh,
what they could
that's a good one.
do is a lot of lightsaber places do sell already colored blades. So what they could do is they could just sell
Oh,
blades that are already like whatever color, and
that's
then
dope. Yeah.
and you could just have the lightsabers just shine out a white light to just illuminate whatever color blade you pick and just have it be like that.
I like that one better too. Not gonna lie to you. I definitely like that one better. If it was up to me, I just feel like at the end of the day, Disney gets so much money, and I know you said like they wouldn't spend, and I'm sure you guys in the comment section agree. Disney is just very, very cheap, unfortunately. Um, it would just be so dope because I mean, like, look at these companies that have like the LGT, right? They sell so many lightsabers, they get so much money. And it's like you would think they can sit there, like Disney themselves are like the forefront, their stocks are amazing. I mean, overall, they get money, right?
Yeah.
They can afford to put like NeoPixel or not even NeoPixel, just like you could do like an eco swing, like a regular, like I have a lightsaber that I just got. I think I showed you the other day.
Mhm.
And it's like honestly, the blade is just like the blade is literally just empty. Like there's nothing in the blade, but the lighting is so good from the actual lightsaber that they did such a good job. And I think that would be way better if they just did that. And I think it's like a tier one or
Mhm.
something like that when because I just bought one today. So I'm like, I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like. And I'll show you guys later which lightsaber I got today actually. So I'll release that here. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little disappointing, but other than that, it does look like a really dope lightsaber. Um,
It's
I
one of
mean,
the few
well,
that I like, definitely. And I guess another way that they'd have to invest, but if they did, I think it would be worth it, is they could sell these as like the standard option, and then they could sell like a
mhm.
NeoPixel version for like an extra like 200 or whatever, like,
Yeah, and they'll
but
and let me tell you,
yeah.
they'll make that money back. I'm sure you know
Oh
they'll
yeah.
make that
They'll
money
make
back
it
so
back
quick.
and then they could market it as like, oh, here's like a standard edition or something.
Yeah, John Mendoza says, "Real talk. I wanted to get the dark saber at Walmart a couple weeks back, but I don't know. It kind of looked crappy.
It
Wait,
looks like the same one at Disneyland. You just get it for $20 though.
oh, you talking about that? Oh, you talking about the cheap version of it?
Yeah, because I mean, like,
That's
correct me if
funny.
I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure. Like, I swear to God, I remember the dark saber is like a slate dark gray. It's not a black hilt, but
I
Disney
don't think
sells a black hilt.
it's like a semi gloss. I'm talking paint terms, but it's like a semi gloss like black. Because I remember when I went to when we went to Galaxy's Edge,
Mhm.
I was looking at it and I'm like, yo, this does not look like the it doesn't look like the
Yeah,
dark saber at all.
yeah, that's how I'm just like, shape looks fine, but the color just kind of kills me. I'm like, mm-mm.
I mean, it's dope. I mean, look,
Let
listen,
me look
it's
that up real quick.
you're like, oh, let me see. Yeah, what is the color? If you guys know in the comments, isn't it like a gray?
It is silver. It's like a slate.
Yeah,
No way. Oh my
no
god,
way. Oh my gosh, I'm so dead.
Disney. What are you
The
doing?
Spanish
Here,
came out of you.
I'm gonna share screen real quick because this is more like
God.
slate gunmetal silver than
Uh-oh, that's
anything.
it, guys. Jasmine is tight. She's not playing. She's like, yo, Disney, y'all doing it wrong. I don't understand why Disney does this. They make so much money. Like, how do you sit there and get this wrong? I've never
Look at
got that.
this. You see that? That's not black.
No, that's like a gray. That's a gun, like you said, gunmetal gray.
Yeah.
That's gunmetal
Yeah,
gray.
Disney, you
I'm not
guys are
gonna lie to
doing a
you.
job.
Why do I? Yeah, it's gunmetal gray. Yeah, it's not. It's not like
Disney
a
had one
summer dress.
job. Mm-mm.
No, that's really disappointing. Yeah, you see, like that right there is just upsetting.
That's me
It's
being kind of salty, a little nitpicky.
a little nitpicky. No, I think
But
that's
I'm
just
just like, if they have the money for it,
yeah.
then just do the right color. Because all the other ones look like color accurate. They're just chunky, but they look good.
Yeah, I mean, how do I put it? I don't know. Like even when I went to Galaxy's Edge, like I was thinking, I was like, because you remember, I was like thinking, I'm like, damn, do I buy a saber here? But then it's like again, it goes back to, do I just want a saber that just turns on and is the same color? Because I'm like, I actually had the Kylo Ren lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge,
Mhm.
and I got bored of it real quick. Like I think like the first day, I was just like, after the first day, I was like, all right, well. That's it. Like this is it. Like
Yeah.
I think the Black Series one does a better job. Even with the Ray lightsaber does a really good job.
Yeah. If you have the space and you like just having pretty things on your shelf, yeah, get the Disney ones. But if you
Mm,
want stuff that you can actually, if you want lightsabers that you could actually do stuff with, then Disney's not the way to go. But I
mm,
will say, I can't speak from experience yet, but everything that like this is all from what like people I know have said. If you
yeah.
have the money, go do the build your own lightsaber experience. Because yeah, it may be the same type of lightsaber that you could buy in Doc Ondars, but
Hmm.
the experience of building it just makes it that much more special.
You know what's funny? Isn't it like $200 for the experience? If I'm not mistaken.
I think it is, but I mean, 200 to build your own saber and have like that full on experience, I think sounds kind of worth it. And then that
Is
one
it?
you could change the kyber crystals inside, I think.
Yeah, that is the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is that one. Which was your first lightsaber? Oh, I know which one mine was.
This was years ago.
I
I
could
had
tell you.
a I had a Force FX Luke lightsaber, but then I sold it after like a few weeks. I was like, mm. And then I ended up switching to a Corbanth 2.0.
Oh, you got
And
a Corbin? Really?
yeah, it's oh my god, I love it. It needs a little help right now because the person who did the install did it like terribly. So I have to ask someone that I know to redo the install. But that
Uh-huh.
so I consider my first one to be my core band because I love it. I love it.
You know what's so funny? So for me, the same. Well, my first lightsaber I'll never forget was Master Replicas. I know everybody probably that's watching is probably like, "Yo, no way," because Master Replicas, even though it's like it's just like this, like the lightsaber was so on point. I actually had Anakin's from Revenge of the Sith. I'll
Oh
never
wow.
forget it. My dad had bought it and asked me where that is today. It is nowhere to be found. Who the hell even? I mean, garbage. I would
Oh
assume, right? We don't have it.
no.
Yeah, it's terrible. So it breaks my heart to even say that. That was my first one, and then yeah, you know what's funny? I actually have a Corbin lightsaber as well. It is a beauty. The only downfall I have to say that I got that really screwed me up was that I spent the money on it. I think it was like $700. It was actually the Star Killer one,
Mhm.
and the retention. You know how like you have to like screw it so that way
Mhm.
like the blade like locks in. Yeah,
Mhm.
so my blade does not lock in anymore.
No.
Yep. So I'm like really disappointed in that. And I spent all that money and I'm like, I've asked people and they're like, oh, well, you could just shave it down or do something and add. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not gonna fuck it up more. I'm like,
Mhm.
listen, I'm not a lightsaber expert when it comes to doing all that. So yeah, it's been bad for me. So I'm really disappointed with that. And it's like I want to show off my lightsaber so bad, but I can't. I can't. It's so bad.
I mean, if you find a sabersmith, they should be able to help you.
Yeah, the problem is that to ship it and all that is a it's an itch. It's an itch to do. I don't feel like doing all that's a lot of work for me at
You
least.
know, you know what's crazy, especially for like the OT fans that are listening. Chime in the comments. But if you would have said that being a sabersmith for lightsabers from Star Wars
Yeah,
was a profession like
today.
15, 20, 30 years ago, people would have just been like, you're crazy.
That's
That,
so
that can't be a
true.
thing. But
That is so
now it is.
That's so funny you mentioned that. I never thought of that. Like, and you know what's so funny? When I was little, I remember after seeing the Phantom Menace, I remember with my dad, I drew like I was like drawing designs of lightsabers, and I was like, yo, like
Oh,
I would love to build a lightsaber. And what do you know? Like when was that? 1999. I don't even remember how old I was, but I know I saw it, and then like now, come to think of it, you could actually build your own lightsaber
how
because of the
crazy is
technology.
that?
Very. And you have people that actually sit there and have there's a guy, I forget who's on YouTube, and I think he's called the Hacksmith or something, and he like made a real lightsaber. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
seen that. And I'm like,
I
that's
think
so
so,
dope.
yeah.
I'm like, that's so dope. Like so freaking dope. I'm like, I would love to make my own lightsaber. Could you imagine if you could make a lightsaber? Let me ask you guys this. Anybody in the comment section and you guys got to respond to this. Which lightsaber would you make? Go.
Oh, that's tough because I just love so many of the lightsabers. Honestly, this is gonna be a little cheesy, but I would just make Luke's A New Hope lightsaber. But I
Really?
would want it in purple. It's just so classic. It's so
The
pretty. But
Graphics? You talking about the
yeah, the
Graphics?
yeah, I would
The
want the
Graphics.
graphics. But I guess if I had to pick something more detailed, um, oh my god, Meg the hater's gonna kill me for this. I would get an Inquisitor saber just because of the
Okay.
detail in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
I would do that. I would 100% make that habit, but it would be purple instead of a red.
Not bad. Not bad. Well, you schooled John today. John is like, I never even heard of a sabersmith till now. Wow.
Yeah, so there's people that it is their profession or it's a side job, but they can do like lightsaber install. So like my core band, I bought it as an empty hilt and then
Hmm.
I paid someone to do the installation for the electronics.
Hmm.
And depending on how well versed the sabersmith is, they can they can make it so you can have like a big enough, I think, like soundboard, so you can have like different sounds. You could change the color, like you could just do a bunch of cool details to it depending on
Hmm.
how good the person doing the install is. And yeah, they build lightsabers, they fix them. I have a friend that is actually a sabersmith. We'll see if we could get him on at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Definitely. I would
love
love to.
seeing him doing work on lightsabers because he'll do his own stuff, and then I don't think he actually
Oh.
builds the hilts, but he knows how to like he's really good at weathering and changing the colors and changing like bits and pieces about the hilts to make them more custom or his own.
Right. 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 That's awesome. Yeah. John says his from Return of the Jedi. Wisdom. I
Oh,
like that one. That's a good one. I didn't even think of that. And then Binksy says, "Wish there was a light and dark saber, black and white, dark side part time." LOL.
I mean, that's technically what like the yellow and purple sabers are, because purple, Mace Windu and Mara Jade had purple lightsabers, and that was
Oh
more like
yeah,
that was more like the middle ground kind of teetering.
yeah.
Um, and then the yellow, from what I remember reading, I think those are technically like the Sentinel sabers. So
Did you just say the what? The what sabers?
Sentinel?
Oh, I thought you said Santa. No, I'm like, wait, what?
No, Sentinel. I have braces. I have a
I'm
little
not gonna
lip.
lie. I thought you said Sangano.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's like I don't know, and like I think for my Ecuadorian side, it's
Oh,
Sangano's like I don't know, like dummy or something. I don't
oh
know.
no. So
Uh,
Sentinel, like from what I heard, it could be people that like kind of dabble, but not really as much as like that purple.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if people know more about lightsaber lore, then please correct me in the comments.
Yeah, yeah, no. For me, damn, my lightsaber, I would have to be Maul's from Solo. That is like my
Oh,
favorite. Like that one, I think that's an Inquisitor lightsaber hilt too. It's just broken. I freaking love that one. That one is so dope to me. It's
that would be so cool.
it's just yeah, like I don't know what it is. It's I like that it's different. Um I mean, I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Mace Windu's. Anakin's is great. So obviously, But yeah, something about the Inquisitor type of lightsaber is so dope. It's so different. Um, Even whose is good. I got
Hmm.
one for you. And guys, again, comment in the comment section for the ones that are watching. Which lightsaber, if you could build your own, would be the one you would want? Actually, so I'm gonna change it up because you said Inquisitor, so I'm gonna change it. I actually like Savage Opress's lightsaber.
You know what? He does have a good one.
He has a great one. I freaking love it. That one is like my favorite one. It is so dope.
Both
So dope.
brothers have really good like I sing very hard for those brothers. I love their lightsabers. Their lightsabers are just so cool.
Yeah, they are. They really are. And that's why I'm like, I really would want to have that one. And they sell it too. It's just so much money, girl.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh.
much money. So much money for Savage. I mean, just in general, these lightsabers are crazy amount of money. Like I've looked on the websites and they're so good. And Corbin has like I love Corbin. Don't get me wrong. Like I would shot definitely like if I'm gonna get another lightsaber, it would definitely be from there. The
Mm.
only reason why I bought my lightsaber where I got it today, again, the guy's cool. Doesn't take like months because that's another thing. Sometimes you buy from these places and they take so
Yeah.
long, and that's the big thing. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll show you guys the lightsaber that I bought. We'll show it a little bit later. But I wanted to talk about a little bit of the different Vader that we're getting for Kenobi.
Mhm.
So I guess this is where we can kind of like really go into a deep topic. What do you think, Jasmine? What do you think about this different Vader that we're getting that's supposed to be the Rogue One Vader? It's supposed to be the one from Rebels, like with the mask and like basically that same outfit with that. I honestly, I hope it would be nice to have that angry looking one from Rebels. That's just me.
So is this new Vader supposed to be like a darker one than from the OT or like what?
So the Vader that we're getting overall is supposed to be in the Kenobi series of I mean way darker. And Mojo quit, I agree with you. Naga Sadal's lightsaber from Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah.
Simply amazing. I freaking love Naga Sadal. By the way, if you want to see a video, I actually did a video on Naga Sadal. I love Naga Sadal. So yeah, go check it out. Somewhere in my older videos when I first started. By the way, you know what's funny? I didn't even do a celebration, Jasmine. I didn't even notice that I actually made a year literally like last month or the beginning of this
Oh
month. I didn't
wow.
even know that. So like I didn't even have a celebration stream. Did not even notice.
Oh.
I was like, yo, I did not even remember. I've totally forgot to even do anything about it, but I'll probably do something in the upcoming weeks and we'll do something. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the type of Vader we're getting, he's gonna be dark, obviously. I think that this one, so I don't know if you saw recently, I put out a video and there's supposed to be this colony that's in Jabim that they're really talking about a lot more.
Mhm.
And there's supposed to be like these force sensitive Jedi that never finish their training. And it ends up being that Vader and the Inquisitors wipe them out.
Oh.
Wipe them out. So like I'm like thinking to myself, yo, this show's gonna hit hard. It's gonna hit hard. I think it's gonna hit a lot harder than everybody expects. Because if we saw him kill, well, we didn't even get to see him kill the younglings, but if they actually show him and the Inquisitors like slaughtering these like force sensitive, not even Jedi just here, they're just force sensitive. That's gonna be
Mm.
insane. What do you think about that? And anybody in the comment section too.
I don't get me wrong, I love the OT and everything, but I think seeing, we've been hearing for years, yeah, Vader's like super scary, like he gets it done, like usually no matter the cost, like very intimidating. And so to finally see that, I
Mm,
think it's interesting, a little terrifying, but it's interesting. Like the Vader that we got in Rogue One, I was like, that's how I always picture Vader, just
me too.
ruthless, calculated but ruthless. And
Mm,
I kind of thought before I saw before like I saw the not saw before I read more about like Vader and everything when I had rewatched the OT, I was like, this Vader's kind of weak. I don't know why people are like so scared of him. I was like, okay, he's in a
terrifying.
scary mask. I was just kind of like, whatever. But then with Rogue One and like more and more content, and Rebels, I'm like, oh, now he's scary. Now I get it. So if we could see more of that, like let him live up to his reputation, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I totally agree with you. I always felt like the only reason why I think he was ever scary to me was because his voice, right? James Earl
Yeah.
Jones did such an amazing job with Vader's voice and making it sound very dark and ominous,
Mhm.
And but other than that, I was just like, He's not really that scary. And I watch, for example, I watch Rebels, right? I love the helmet where he like looks angry. That's how I picture like Vader. The only thing I just didn't appreciate from Rebels, which I love, I'm not saying I really do like Rebels. I just hate the toothpick lightsabers. God, do I hate
Yeah.
those toothpick light? I'm like, yo, you did such a good job with Clone Wars. You went from Clone Wars to like with really good lightsabers, good everything, great effects, to then Rebels with toothpick like I didn't even understand that. So, but well, that's for a different time. We'll talk about that. But I'm just yeah, that was the Vader that I like. You know, where he's just dark, and that was a very I would say that's a scary looking Vader. Rebels Vader is very scary. And again, Rogue One. If you get look, I'll put it to you like this: give me. Oh, here we go. John says Jedi Fallen Order Vader was scary. That's
Yeah.
another thing. Yes. Did you played the game, right?
I didn't play the game, but I watched someone as
The
they were
gameplay.
playing. Yeah.
Yo, I have to admit, when I saw him kill that Inquisitor, when he comes, like, it's so funny. I think I there's like a meme video of Vader like coming down. It's like da da dun 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 dun,
Oh
because
no.
all the mist is like coming up as he's coming, and then he just jumps and then he like destroys that Inquisitor. Like that meme is freaking hilarious. I gotta find it. If I find it, I'll post it on Instagram and I'll tag you on it. But that shit is so funny. But other than that, what's going on, Omar? What's good, bro?
Eh.
Horns up, horns up. We're just here talking about what kind of Vader you would want to see. Well, the Vader that we're getting is a dark version of Vader, not the OT version. We're getting the actual like Rogue One Vader and Legends Vader, where he is like freaking scary. And to be honest with you, I how do I put it? Like I said, I want to see that Rebels Vader with the helmet and just him slaughtering. Because again, it was said in that article that he's supposed to be like offing. Like I again, we know in the comics he like offs a whole bunch of Jedi. That's
Mhm.
his thing. He's hunting them down when he first turned. Because what is it when he first turned to Vader, he had to build his lightsaber. I remember from that was what Palpatine had told him, go build your lightsaber, and he builds it with parts that he literally used to kill different Jedi. So I was like, oh, that's freaking dope. That's so dope. But again, that's Legends. Omar says, how'd our days go?
How how was your days going?
Yeah, it's going good, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
we're getting to live stream here and be with you guys and talk some Star Wars. Again, this just came out of the blue. I was like, I hit up Jasmine, Verity, who I was like, hey, why not just do a random live stream where we could talk about everything? Because there's so much to come out. And today we're not just gonna talk Star Wars. We're gonna talk everything. We're gonna talk about Marvel and anything else that's out there. Oh, we're getting into Marvel today.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
yeah,
was
we're gonna.
funny though, because when you were like, "Oh, do you want to do a live?" So at that point, I hadn't slept all night. I think it was like 6 a.m.
I
my
don't sleep.
time.
I don't sleep for shit.
I haven't slept in like 3 weeks, guys. I'm losing it. I'm losing it just a little bit, but yeah, he messaged me and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk all this." And in my sleep deprived mind, I was like, "Oh my god, Moon Knight came out." I was like, "Do I need to watch it before we stream?"
Wait a minute, Moon Knight did not just come out yet. It comes
No,
out.
it didn't. I thought
Okay,
it did. No, just
okay.
like I said, I'm starting to lose it. So
Oh, okay.
I thought it came out, and that's why I panic texted you because I had to put
Yeah.
my phone down and I like dove to my phone. I was like, "Wait, do I have to watch it?" And then you were like, "It hasn't come out," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm safe."
Omar says finally doing some Marvel. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, definitely. I was like,
Yeah.
I try not to dive into the other stuff because I'm trying to keep it a Star Wars channel. But again, comment down below if you guys want me to, if you would want me to kind of go the Marvel route. If that's something you guys would want, I definitely wouldn't mind doing that. Maybe I'll do another page. I don't know. Again, but let me
Yeah.
comment and let me know.
We could
Or
talk about it during like the downtime streams.
yeah, I think that's what we could do instead of just kind of putting content out about it. I think we could just do it where we do a live stream on like, you know, a random day where we'll talk about what's going on with Marvel. So I think we could do that. That'd be pretty cool. But we're gonna get into that in just a second with Marvel. But let's go back to the Vader. So I want to get your guys' take on it. Are you guys excited to see Vader finally on live action, slaying or slaughtering, you know, other Jedi? Other Jedi or just overall, like I think that that's going to be something that's going to be very different because again, we've never seen that in live action where other than Rogue One where he's slaying like, and that's the cool thing is like we saw him as Anakin, like slaying those or slaughtering those obviously younglings, but now we get to see him as Vader from the comics, slaughtering Force sensitives. What? How do you feel about that?
I mean, as traumatic as it's probably gonna be,
Uh
I
huh.
think like it's important for his character, like I said before, build up that reputation. Like honestly, OT Vader is not scary. It's just the voice and his height and probably like
Yeah.
all black ensemble is scary, but when you get down to it, like he didn't really do shit. Like he threw random like trash at his kid and cut off his hand, like, oh big whoop, like okay.
Big whoop, you want to fight about it? Was this Family Guy? Big whoop, you want to fight about it?
So getting to see more and more like scary Vader, like in Rebels, Rogue One,
Yeah.
and just I want to see more scary Vader as like I keep saying the word scary as it's gonna be. I think it would be really interesting to see his character,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
because we could read about it in the comics or in books, but to actually see it, I think is a whole different experience.
That is so true. I agree with you. And Moonlight, we're gonna get into in a bit, so I'm gonna give you my take on Moonlight. And if I'm gonna play the new Star Wars, I think you're talking about the Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga. I really want
Oh,
to. It actually looks really good. Did you see it?
I think it comes out April 5th, so I'm gonna go buy the like whatever deluxe edition it is because
Or
I am a sucker for Lego games. They are
they
so
they're
cute. They're
good. They're
so
good.
goofy.
They're
I
good. I
love
heard
them.
this one looks really good. Like I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie to you, and I'm not even into it, but I really think I'm gonna get into this one in particular because we're not gonna have a Star Wars game come out for a while. Well, we might when Star Wars Celebration hits. They might. They're hinting at Jedi Fallen Order 2. We're supposed to get a trailer on that day, so fingers crossed.
It's gonna be
But
a good game. If you've played 1 through 6, it's really good. The Force Awakens, I could say skip it, not because of the movie, but because I think at that point Lego was trying something new where they were like, let's make these missions stupid long. You could also see it in Lego Avengers. Oh my god, the missions for both of them. I don't really like playing those two games, but the other ones are good, and I have high hopes for this. I love Lego games.
yeah, you do. Yeah, I haven't really, like I said, I know the trailer came out. I got to see a little bit of it. But yeah, it looks really good. It really blew my mind because I'm just like, wow, this is a game I could freaking play. I'm like, wow, like they really did a good job. And listen, if they can do it, I'm not mad about it at all. I mean, just do it right. Well, I mean, it looks like they're doing it right from what I see. I mean,
Mhm.
again, I don't know. I'm gonna try to pull up the trailer here, but I mean, it comes out. Is it true that there's a DLC for like all of them? Like, meaning, like I heard the Mandalorian is in it, a whole bunch of
Um,
stuff. Is that
I think
true?
I think they are gonna have DLCs because for my other Lego games, they have some DLCs that are free, some that you have to pay for like extra
Okay.
characters or levels for like the Superheroes 2, Avengers. So Lego does come out with DLCs, and I think 10 out of 10. I like them. It just adds to the fun. So if they have it for this, which I'm pretty sure they will,
Hmm.
definitely worth it. Even more worth it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it looks freaking, and they just came out with a trailer, I think, a day ago. I'm just waiting for it to process. It looks really good. Honestly, it looks really freaking good. Like I said, I don't even have a system right now, and everybody's been telling me, Rob, like, everybody's just like, Eternal, when are you gonna sit there and live stream or do a gaming one? And I'm just like, honestly, I have no idea. I don't know, like, but I guess like this game is gonna get me back into it because the
Mhm.
last Star Wars game I played was before I even had a YouTube channel was actually Jedi Fallen Order. And honestly, I love that game. And I remember when they came out with like an extended version, like you could sit there and like still kind of do like, how when you finish the storyline, like this one you could go back and like finish little things.
Mhm.
And I was like, I still loved it. I mean, it was boring because like you finish it and it was already done, but I still like there was like they had like you ever played what's that game called? Gears of War?
No, unfortunately, like I
Oh
know some
damn.
video games, so not too many.
So for Gears of War, you had like different levels and like meaning like you could play and it was called I think Horde and like you play, and it's like each level cranks up, and that's what they had for Jedi Fallen Order, and I liked it. It was pretty dope. If you could travel to the galaxy, what ship would you pick to travel and live in? Oh man, for me, it would be the Millennium Falcon, hands down. I mean, that's just iconic. I love it. Like I want to get my hands on it. Still, even right now, I'm still trying to get my hands on it. So, and it's expensive. So, I'm not making that that YouTube money that others are making. I wish, but when I get there, you guys will be the first to know, and you'll get first dibs on seeing the video. But I do want to play before you answer the question, Jasmine. Well, you could answer first, and then I'll play the trailer.
Okay. I want to say either the Millennium Falcon or an X-wing because I love X-wings. They're so cool. They're so sleek.
I got one.
Tell me.
The ship from Phantom Menace, that silver one, that one I freaking love. Padme's ship.
Yeah, the Naboo fighter?
Yes. No, not the Naboo fighter. No.
The one but one of the Naboo ships, right?
Yeah, one of the silver one that they go in, that she goes into oh god, I forgot. That you see in the beginning of the movie. And you see it also when they go to Tatooine, and that's when they fight Maul. Remember that when in Tatooine in the desert. That one I freaking love that ship. That's a great one. Comment in the comment section. That was a good question, and keep them coming, guys. What other questions you guys have? Keep them going. So I'm gonna show the trailer here for Lego Star Wars. This just came out, I think. It says here a day or two. So let's watch it together and go and see what we think.
Finally, we have revealed ourselves to the Jedi. Know the power of the dark side.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
My worthy apprentice, the mighty Kylo Ren. I trust our plans are proceeding accordingly.
The Republic and the Jedi won't stand a chance.
Pew 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 pew.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
I'm going to find you, and I'm going to turn you to the dark side.
Now you will experience the full power of the dark side.
Not bad.
Guys,
That's so
all I'm
funny.
gonna say is if you don't play for the Ben Swallow, the fact that they put that joke in there and for the pew pew, then you're missing out.
That Ben Swallow was so funny, and then the pew pew when this started, he's like pew pew. I was dying when I saw. I'm like, they really added Ben Swallow though. I was like, yo, they listen. That's how you know Lucasfilm is listening in. Unlike
that's
even
how
like,
you do fan service.
Well, yeah, about damn time. It took them long enough, but I know it's so cool. But it's so crazy. Like, I really like the trailer. It really intrigued me because I'm just like, finally, like, I actually like that the trailer's called Lego Star Wars Dark Side, and it's dope. Like, I really want it now just because it has dark side. Because I'm like, again, I just don't want to be cliche. I don't like the light side so much. I like the dark side. It's cooler. And I think we're in that era now where it's like everything bad. Like, it's so funny because I was watching today. I don't know if you pay attention to WWE. So I don't know for you guys, if there's any WWE fans. I am one. You guys could comment in the comment section if you are one. Triple H actually, which is the game, the most iconic wrestler, right, in WWE, one of the most, just announced his retirement because he just had some like crazy, health thing that he just went through. And he was even saying it like everybody loves a bad guy. Everybody just loves a bad guy nowadays. Like the bad guy just thrives. Like it just, I don't know, something about being a bad guy just is so much better nowadays. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Like back in the day, everybody loved the good guy. but now it's just the bad guy thrives so much. So it's like now that I get to see Maul, and the fact that I get to play as Maul, Dooku, you can play as. I'm sure it would be nice if they added. I'm assuming they're gonna add the Clone Wars characters. Do you know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it would only make sense.
Okay, because if they do, that'd be dope. Because honestly, I would want to play a Savage Opress. Again, I
Oh,
know
that'd be so cool.
that'd be dope. Again, Mace Windu. It would be dope to play as him as well. Because I think that's one of the things that they need to they really need to revamp the video games for Star Wars. Because remember back in the day, they used to have like the video games for each movie. Remember they would do that back then for a movie, like when it was like a good movie. Like for example, James Bond. They used to have the games for it after the movie came out. And like just overall anything, like any like even like just the old Spider-Man, like anything. So I just feel like overall they should revamp like the prequels games. I feel like they'd be so dope in this day and age with the technology that they have. What? Can you guys imagine if they had Phantom Menace? Like that's what I mean. Is like why do they do the Legos? And let me ask you, why do you think they focus more on the Legos than like doing an actual video game? Why do you think?
I
Like
think it's I just think it's easier to do a Lego version because you don't have to be worried about like maintaining the seriousness of it. It's Lego games are just they're goofy and they're meant to be. I think they're meant to be more like comedic reliefs and just very lighthearted. Because usually, like a lot of video games, like you play like the intensity of it, and you could feel the stress from the characters and everything. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think they just wanted to try doing something more lighthearted, something that a lot of people can enjoy. Because not everyone enjoys heavier gameplay.
yeah, I guess, but I just think that with all the money again that these companies make, wouldn't I feel like it would thrive so well if you did like a 1 through 3, like meaning episodes 1 through 3, for Star Wars. Like I'd be freaking playing Revenge of the Sith all the time. Like I would be playing that shit nonstop if they had that as a video game thing. I'm just kind of like, why not do it? Like again, Lego is amazing. I think they do such a good job because now it's got me hooked. Like it really does. But go ahead.
No, I was just laughing.
I'm just like, because one of the things, I don't know if you've heard about this, but they talked about it a while ago that they're thinking of doing a Mandalorian game, which would be really cool. How would you feel about that? Hey, Rainbow
I
Sweetie,
think.
what's going
Oh,
on?
hey. I think it would make more sense to do a Mandalorian game than to do like one of the movies games because we know what's going to happen at the end of the movies. But like with the Mandalorian, we could go on missions with him. We could try like if anyone's played Mass Effect, chime in the comments. I love Mass Effect. So the
I
story
never played
is
it.
set. So the story is set, but it's a role play game basically. So
Yeah.
you could your responses could either be really nice in the middle or like really mean, and the way you respond to situations affects how you go about going for the rest of the game. So like I said, the story is set, but things do change. How you handle certain situations, what characters live or die is literally in your hands. So if we could do something like that for Mandalorian, that would be really cool.
By the way, don't mind me. I'm gonna have some popcorn. I didn't get to have dessert. I'm kind of a little annoyed. So don't mind me, guys. I'm gonna be chewing popcorn. So don't mind me. Yes, on a live stream. Again, I did tell you guys this is a chill stream, so you're gonna see us chilling.
No, you're
I,
fine. But yeah, if they
yeah,
could just do something like that. The story is set, but if we could change like how certain things go and if we could join him for missions, that would be fun.
it would be. Wow, I didn't know you had a bird.
That's my neighbor's bird. So the neighbors are,
Oh,
yeah, we're all kind of close, and the birdies are like really. If it gets annoying, I'll mute myself. But yeah, the birdies
no, you're
are
fine.
so
Honestly,
excited right now.
it's totally fine. Rainbow Sweetie says, "I love them. I would love a Mandalorian game." And then we have a new member here, Ross the Cat 125. What's going on?
Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the channel and you hit that subscribe button and tune in as we always go live every Wednesday. And we're gonna probably do this every other weekend or maybe. But yeah, they talked about doing a Mandalorian game. Comment in the comment section, guys. Would you want to see? Lucas? Is that you? Oh, Don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I personally wouldn't mind a Mandalorian game. I think it would be really dope. And again, like you said, the story isn't really written yet in a sense of it's not done. So you can explore so many things. And can you imagine like being the Mandalorian and just traveling like to different planets and doing like different missions? I think that'd be really dope. Actually, like now that I think about it. Um, Again, it kind of reminds me of the Boba Fett game. I think it was called 1313,
Mhm.
where it was supposed to be that game on Boba Fett, and it was supposed to explore like the underworld of Coruscant. I don't know if you did you ever get to hear about that?
Mm-mm.
I did not get this at Disney. I actually got this, believe it or not, at H&M. That's the funny thing.
Oh wow.
I got this shirt at H&M.
Well, we both have Disney shirts.
Oh, is that wait a minute, hold on. Is that from Goofy? Is that who I
That's
think it is?
Powerline. And
No
on the
way.
back of this shirt, it has his tour dates.
Girl, I love so quick thing about me. I love Max. I love Roxanne. So like that is like my movie and my Eye to Eye is my song. That's my song.
Yo, just
Eye
one
to
more
Eye.
quick side note. Someone on TikTok, I gotta find the video. I think I saved it, but they they basically reimagined Powerline's song as a wedding song. So it's like slow tempo and everything. And I was like,
Oh, that's awesome.
this is going to my playlist. Like so
For
cool.
stand for well, which one is it? Standby?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I need to
Is
find the
it the
video.
song?
I'll send it to you.
Is it the song that he's doing it when he's like when he comes down when he drops down on the stage?
I think it is.
Oh, that's Standby. Yeah, that's such a good song. It's such a good song.
So yeah, one of the Powerline songs got reimagined as a wedding song, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, again, I would love to see a Mandalorian game.
What would
If
you want to see in it?
what would I want to see in it? I would want to see. I would want to see the dark saber. You know what I'll tell you what I would want to see. I would want to see, as you know, we're hearing rumors on season 3 of The Mandalorian because we don't really know what's to come, right? I would want to see like Mandalore if we do see it.
Mhm.
I would want to explore Mandalore and like see possibly if we see Sabine Wren at any point. Like let her be in the game too. Like because that like she's been getting rumored to be in the game as well. Like again, there's so many things that I'm hearing on the Mandalorian, and I think I just would want to see the dark saber and explore with that. I would want to
Mhm.
actually, you know who I'd want to play as? I would want to play as Moff Gideon.
Yo, yeah, if we could do like a few levels as him, that would be neat.
Sith Bendu, what's going on? We got some
Your
people.
name, sir.
I know.
You know who that is, right?
No, I actually. Oh, yes, I do. Hi, Sith Bendu. Hi. I know exactly who that. Well, you know who Binksy is, right?
These names are killing me.
Yo,
Guys, I'm not mean. We know who those people are.
yeah,
and
we actually do. Yeah, they're pretty close to us.
their names.
Rickenstein says, "Hey, oh kiddos, got my pandemic booster yesterday, and I've been suffering with cold-like side effects since last night. Y'all are making a sickly old man feel better tonight. Well, we're so happy we can sit here and provide some fun for you. Because I remember when I got my booster shot, and I'm proud to admit that I did get it. It was terrible, terrible.
You know what's crazy? When I got my booster, I didn't feel anything from my booster.
I lied. I actually didn't get anything. I lied. I didn't. I thought I did. I was thinking about it. The only thing I felt from my booster was I was sore. That was it. Other than that, I was perfectly fine. Yeah, I was just sore.
For my booster, I think I slept for an entire day and that was it. But the second, because I have a weak immune system, I'm always like with some kind of health problem. I'm always sick. Not contagious, but I'm always sick. And so the second booster knocked me out for like 2.5 weeks. I'm still glad I got it because 2 years later, Haven't got
Yes.
COVID, but I did catch walking pneumonia again.
You better knock on some wood. That's all I can say. John Mendoza says I want to see the frog lady.
Would you want to play a level as Frog Lady? Because I would like go rescuing and finding her like little eggs and stuff. Like I'd play as a level.
Yeah, and then like the little mission is like you got to stop Grogu from eating the eggs. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of work. By the way, for whoever is new here on the chat, whoever is watching for the first time, I want to welcome you. As Rainbow Sweetie says here, we're 99 subs away from 1,000 guys. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button to get closer to 1,000. We are almost there. That is the end game. Ross the Cat says, yo, can we see Grogu in the Obi-Wan show? Let's talk about that, because but see, like, I don't disagree with you, Ross, but then my thing is that wouldn't that be too many characters in that show? Because again, we do know that Grogu did survive Order 66 and was a part of it, because again, we saw that flashback right in the Book of Boba Fett. But does he play a part in the Kenobi series? Like, does he even a split second?
If we were to see him, I would want it to be like super, super short. So we already got like a little flashback that someone rescued him. We know that. So maybe if Kenobi or like one of the Jedi, or if like one of the Jedi that we meet in Kenobi, if one of them like, is meditating or has some kind of flashback and they're holding Grogu, or they see someone with Grogu, I think that would be cool, because then we could explore that more in season 3 of Mandalorian.
That's true. I mean, could it also be like, this is another thing I thought about. So one of the videos that I put out, it was told to us that supposedly we're supposed to, how we have, there's these, remember we talked about it on Wednesday, that there's this new Jedi named Nari, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've seen already the character Reva, who is an Inquisitor, but we do know at some point that she was a Jedi, because that's what we've known, that's what's been told to us, right? So could it possibly be that the two Jedi that escaped at the Jedi Temple ended up being the ones that actually saved Grogu? Could it be that? Because I'm thinking about it. Because if Grogu was at the Jedi Temple and these two Jedi survived because, again, their masters sacrificed themselves for the two of them, could it be, since, again, Grogu's small, right? He's very compact. You could just put him and hold him and be in your little, escape pod. Could it be that? Mm-hmm. Could it be that Grogu escaped with one? Could it be like he escaped with Nari? Could be that.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh, do I smell a theory video coming out tomorrow? Oh, I think. Oh my gosh! Oh,
write it down.
I know.
Write it down,
because I totally forgot. I'm not gonna lie to you. We did a live stream on Wednesday, and I was like, I totally forgot what I was gonna do when I said theory video last time. So I'm like, I have to do this. Grogu. I'm telling you, like, it's on the money. But yeah, so what do you think, though? Do you think that those two can kind of go together? And again, in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do you think that possibly those two Jedi that we see the two escape pods in the Kenobi trailer end up being excuse me, my voice is like, do you think that we'll get them possibly saving Grogu? And maybe that's the flashback that we get. And maybe I got one for you, Jasmine.
Boy.
What if this was planned all along by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and all these, directors on the shows? What if the connection ends up being through Kenobi and we get the answer to who saved Grogu in the Kenobi series? Boom. I just thought about that.
I don't know if they would do that, but if they did, I would be very happy. Like, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but if it happens, I'm going to be very, very happy, because at some point we have to know, like, who saved him, who helped him. So if we could even get like another hint in Kenobi,
yeah,
and then they could just explore more of it in season 3 of Mando, that would be perfect.
John says the librarian at the Jedi Temple actually went back, but was killed by Vader. They could fit that. Jocasta Nu, yeah, where they could fit that in where she saved Grogu. That could be. That could be. I mean, there's so well. There's a comic book. I think it's Jedi Tales, issue 13, and it was told that if you actually look at it, I'm gonna look it up here, see if I can pull it up. That Mace Windu saved. Well, he died, but it was told that in like that he saved some sort of being that looked like Grogu.
Mm.
Could you imagine? Like he had put them away or something, or like stashed them. Oh, Rainbow Sweetie says here, I guess it would be cool to see who saved Grogu, but at the same time, I don't need to see that. Sorry to be
Mm,
negative.
No,
No.
I get it because as cool as it would be to see all these people in the shows at the same time,
Yeah.
having an overload of characters is just it's overstimulating and it's overwhelming and it just takes away from the main story. So having too many characters and references can be a hindrance, I think. So no, I agree. I think I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to know. After seeing that flashback scene in Book of Boba, I'm like, well, I mean, I want to know who did it. Like, who was the one who saved them? Like, who sat there and said, you know what, I'm gonna take Grogu, and that's why I'm telling you. Like, I feel like the Kenobi's gonna be the answer to a lot of things that we're like sleeping on.
Mhm.
Because again, I go back to what John says here, or I forgot who said it. I think it was John, or I don't know if it was just me. I'm totally forgetting right now. But I just would love to see that save Grogu for the Mandalorian. Okay, I'm okay with that too. But then it's like, do we actually get to finally learn? I mean, like, because you know what it is, I think about is like the Obi-Wan show would be that place to sit there and talk about the prequel time. So,
Mhm.
like, it would make sense to talk about the Jedi Temple, and I think there it would be perfect to see who saved him, possibly. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it can go both ways, I feel like.
Um, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but it would be cool, not necessarily to see the whole thing, but to get at least a hint of who was involved in saving him, and then explore it in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
So I
definitely.
I wouldn't want too much of Grogu, but if we could get a hint and then they could just use that for later, that would be cool. But I think we talked about it. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for new characters, but I
Mhm.
don't want them to bring back so many old characters that it's not the Kenobi show anymore. Just like
I
Book of
think
Boba Fett wasn't really Book of Boba Fett. It was just the book of like Crockpot.
but I think
Throw
that's what
everything in.
I mean, I think that's gonna happen. I think that this show is gonna incorporate a lot of characters. You know, I think that that's what's gonna happen with this. I think it's gonna explain a lot of things. Rickenstein Inc. says, "I want to know how Grogu wound up with the crew that had him in Mandalorian season in episode 1." I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think you know what other show? I'll tell you. I'll say it in a second. I think that to transition over to this other show that I want to get into. But I will answer what you said. I think that this series is gonna definitely be an answer to a lot of things. I think it's
Mhm.
gonna talk about what Kenobi has done and he's been doing, but I
Mhm.
think also too we have to learn other. I think there's definitely gonna be a lot of tragedy. I'll tell you in these
Yeah.
7 episodes, you will cry your eyes out. You will definitely like lose your ish. And I think that, getting these new characters, because again, you have to set up for something, right? Again, you
Yeah.
have to get some sort of a spin-off past this because you can't just, again, because they've talked about having a season 2 for Kenobi. I don't think they need to do that. I think that this one season is great. Do a one and done, then give one of these characters a spin-off. For example, O'Shea Jackson's character,
Mhm.
it's already been told that he's going to be playing a rebel, like kind of like I would say maybe like I don't know what I don't even know what he's going to play, but I know he's going to
Mhm.
play something as a rebel, and could be that there you go, that's your season 2 spinoff that you can sit there and now focus on and tell a different story on that. So I think that's something they need to look at, is that if they're going to do a spinoff, choose the character wisely who makes the most sense, that I mean, I would assume he's not going to end up dying because he's with Bail Organa, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character. So could be that again he continued that he can continue the story. And you know what's funny? I've been really pushing for his character a lot. I really I really want to see his character get like done really well. And I don't know. I think it's cool to see like I think now like as they incorporate like like we see rebel characters, and I think that we've gotten Saul Guerrero already so much. I think that getting somebody else as a rebel would be nice to see. And I think that if they're gonna do it, let him be. He's a very strong character, I mean, and an actor as well. And I think that he can make a big name for himself if he were to do this. What do you think?
I think so.
And being Ice Cube's son, like, come on, like let him like etch his name in like Star Wars and make.
Has he acted in anything else, or is this his first time?
He did. What was it? He did he played as his father in I forgot the name of the movie, but he played as his father in one of them in the movie that I think was like I forgot what it was called, but yeah, he played as his father. So he does act. I mean, he's been in some stuff. I don't really know too much about him, like I said, but again, I see him in this. I have high hopes for him because again, all the other actors that we do know of end up dying off on that list. He's the only one that I can see surviving, you know, other than obviously Leia and Luke and, you know, who else? I guess the fifth brother, but we already know. I don't know if he's gonna die in this, but I guess we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Dank Taco 77 Eternal Sith, what's up, my brother? How you been, man? Happy to see you're streaming live. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty good. We're here talking about basically everything, you know, that's going on. So we're still talking about Kenobi, but going back to hear what Rick and Singh was saying, I think that if they're gonna do anything, it would be nice to see a little flashback possibly in your boy show. So let's get into that one, which is Andor.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine? What do you think Grogu will even show up in The Mandalorian? I mean, not The Mandalorian,
I was
in
like, hold
Andor.
up.
In Andor. I'm sorry. Because I was reading it. I'm like, but yeah.
If he does, I would want it to be something small because I want him to be focused on in The Mandalorian. I don't want him focused on anything else because I don't want them to take away from the other characters.
Right.
Because you know me, I have an attachment to the characters, but I don't want them always brought in unless it's done in a right way. So I think if maybe like Cassian is transporting important cargo and it happens to be Grogu, and we could see, you know, maybe like one of the episodes could be that mission or something, that would be interesting. But yeah, I don't want him to be a star in Andor, but if we could see like something like Rickenstein said, if we could see how he ends up, how he did in The Mandalorian, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that my only thing is, okay, so there's two things. It's been told to us that Rosario Dawson and Ewan McGregor got cast for Andor. So what they're going to be doing in this series, I have no idea. What they bring to the table, have no idea. But if that to me is going to happen, right? I guess my question is, what do they bring to the table for this series? I mean, again, they're around in this time. This is a little bit after. Obviously, this is before, well, shall I say, this is way before New Hope, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you figure this is Cassian Andor is how many years before A New Hope?
It was like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay, so you figure obviously Ahsoka and Kenobi are still there, but what are they doing in Andor? Well, I could see Ahsoka, but what is Kenobi doing there?
Maybe he doesn't have as big a role as we want to think he does.
Yeah, I guess. And what is it? Dank Taco 77 says theory: could Kylo Ren kill Grogu, or Grogu went off and did his own thing? I mean, you know, and that's one of the many things that I guess like that's why I want to learn. Well, we know now he didn't accept the offer at Luke's Jedi Temple, but did Kylo Ren know about him? You know, like, is he still alive? And that's why I say, like, I guess now that's why I want them to kind of piece together. And I know not a lot of people do, but I want to go back and learn who really saved Grogu, because I feel like that'll help out a lot and better understand, because why did his memory get, like, who wiped out his memory?
Yeah.
Why like, that's to me is like mind boggling. Like, what happened? Did the Men in Black come and like hit the button and he just forgot, like, you know? So I'm like, what happened? What really happened to him? It had to be somebody very powerful, very strong, that really, because again, that's why when I hear about the Kenobi series, that's why again I feel like the Kenobi series is going to give a lot. Okay, I got an answer for you, and this goes to everybody in the chat. Could it be that Grogu was possibly a part of this force sensitive colony that was in Jabim? Well, no, because they all get offed, but they were force sensitive. So like maybe at one point Grogu came across there and then ended up leaving or got taken away and his memory got wiped. Because why would there be, how could there be, like, there's a colony on Jabim of force sensitives that never wielded a lightsaber. They never finished their training. Same thing as Grogu. Was force sensitive, never finished his training. Now, what if, again, he was force sensitive as he is, but was a part of a colony somewhere else? And maybe we learn that in Andor. What do you think?
I think as interesting as that would be, I think that would just be I think that might be a little bit of a stretch. And if they went that route, then I feel like they would just be trying to like push his story onto other people. And I think what would make the colony getting wiped out and that part just more powerful and impactful would be like if there were just no survivors. So Grogu wasn't a part of it. We just see these people just trying to live their life, and then Vader's like, nope.
I guess so. What if he was a part of that colony at one point, and then he just missed, like he just got lucky?
But then that adds the question, like, who keeps moving him around?
That's what adds to the story too. Like, think about it. I'm loving all these theories. I appreciate your creativity. It's relatable. But like, but that's the thing. Wouldn't it make the story so much better? Like, could you imagine though if it was like Mace Windu? Like, real talk. Like, could you imagine? Like, I listen. It's
I'm
just
listening. I'm listening.
I'm just saying. Imagine though. Could you imagine? No, but like real talk. Like, could you imagine it's the same person that's trying to keep him basically alive, but around his own, and doesn't want to out himself? Because why can't the person who took him come forward? Like, like I agree with Rickenstein's comment. Like, I want to know for episode 1, when we first saw Grogu, who he was with, who brought him. Why was he with them? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. And, could it be that he got to Din because it was planned? Again, because the person that's been watching over him for so long. Okay, give you this one. Could it be that whoever has been watching over him knew what they were doing, had an idea, and the moment he got to Din, whoever that character was, ended up, I guess, dying. And then ends up being, that's why Ahsoka comes in, because they knew that once he got to Din, he'd be in good hands. What do you think of that? Like,
I mean, I'm sure Din had made a name for himself, but I don't think enough for someone to be like, I need to get this child to him. That's just kind of my concern. Maybe the person that was watching over Grogu was trying to get him to someone else, but he died before that could happen, and it just so happened that Din found him first.
Yeah. I just think about it because it's like it's like the $1 million question, right? Like, we all wonder, and it's like, how can we piece it together? I'm like, we have to, like, there has to be a huge, like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be somebody who we would have never thought. Like, I'm telling you, like, whoever did it, like, I don't know. I feel like his story kind of, because think about it, right? It always ends up being like the simplest thing when we think, like, we'll be like, oh wow, like we should have known that. Oh wow, it was right there the whole time. But like, I feel like whoever was watching him was like, he has to have a Kenobi, if you know what I mean. Like, meaning how Luke had Kenobi watching over him. Like, there has to be somebody watching over him that is like, okay, like, you're good. I don't have to worry about you. Or could it be like that when, I guess they saw that he was with Din, everything was fine. They kind of just, maybe they died with the Empire as well. Could be. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good one. It's a good one. But yeah, so going back to Andor, I'm sorry, guys. We had to. I was these theories had to come out. I was just like, you guys.
No, this is a perfect place to talk theories and
I
then get
mean,
others' opinions.
man, everybody in the comment section had me going. I just was like, the moment I saw Rickenstein's comment, I was like, I had to. What do you think about Din becoming a Jedi / Mandalorian? I'll leave. You can go first.
He couldn't be a Jedi. He's not force sensitive enough. Just because he's wielding the dark saber does not qualify him to be
Well,
force wielder. But
I'm just gonna add. Remember too, he couldn't wield the dark saber. He still can't. He has trouble, so he could
so
wield it.
he could in his show, but then in Boba Fett's show he couldn't. Like, oh, because that makes sense. But
Continue. Yeah, my bad.
no, you're good. But he can't be a Jedi. He just can't. But if he were to become a Jedi supporter and help Luke, help Ahsoka, that I would love to see. I would love to see that dynamic because, first he's like, what the hell are these wizards? And then he's like, wait, we were at war with them? And now he's like, great, now I have to help a baby wizard. So just to see the transition between all that, I love it. It cracks me up. And, as he's learning more of his people's history and to learn about like how much they just did not like each other, but then if he has to team up with the Jedi, I would love to see that. That would be cool.
Yeah, and John says here, Din has shown high intuition.
I mean, he better. He's a mercenary, right?
I agree. I agree. He has shown high intuition. I don't think it's enough to sit there and call him a Jedi. I think that again. I think he is a supporter. I think that he fits in with the crowd. I think that he has a good relationship, as we see with Ahsoka. I think that he has a relationship with Luke as well. Again, I think that they all know each other. I think that they're all in support of each other and for the cause, right? For the Rebel Alliance. I think that they're trying to do what's best for one another, but at the same time know that there's an objective. I will say that I think if anybody's going to be right force sensitive or who would be a Jedi more than anyone would be Grogu at this point in time. As we know, he didn't take the lightsaber, right? He didn't take which ended up being Yoda's lightsaber, but he is force sensitive. So again, I guess that's why this could be the reason why I say Jabeam in Kenobi would be very, very, I guess it would be not pinnacle, but like it would be very just important. It would be a very important cause to understand what happened to that force sensitive colony, and maybe we see there who helped those Jedi get to or not Jedi, shall I say, force sensitives, who helped those force sensitives get to Jabeam and stay and survive, because that remember the Battle of Jabeam happened during the Clone Wars. So how did those force sensitive beings get there? So I guess that's why I say Kenobi has a lot of answers to answer, Mojo Quit says, what if he gets better with the saber and subsequently learns and strengthens his connection to the Force? Not Jedi level, but a touch more force sensitive than he is now.
I don't know if it's a matter of being more connected to the Force, but it's clear that he has to be connected to the lightsaber, because that's what the armor was saying. Like, you have to work with it. It's an extension of you. So maybe it's more he has to strengthen his connection with the saber, and maybe as he's doing that, Grogu works on his connection with the Force. What do you think?
I agree. Could it be, like does the whole dyad thing come into play? That's what I'm thinking. Like, is there a moment where Grogu and like Mando can touch, like if they're apart? Like, is that a thing?
I would die. Please let it be a thing. It would make more sense since freaking Rey and Kylo. It would make more sense than that. Might as well have these two, have force dyad.
I feel like if we were to see the whole dyad thing, I feel like it would make more sense to see it in Mando, and that would give me at least, or everybody, an explanation about the dyad and how the connection really is formed. Dank Taco says, I feel like Grogu and Mando went off to the Outer Rim and just stayed away from the war and just did jobs and live in peace. But who knows? It's up to the creator of it, I guess, and put it on screen or write a book on it. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I guess again, I think that to sit there and just kind of give more of a backstory because again, you have the Mandalorian. We have to have an understanding of what happened, and we have to understand Grogu's character, right? Because again, if we don't really know what he brings to the table, and that's why season 3 is so crucial. Is going to be a crucial time to really understand his character, and I think that right now with the Book of Boba Fett, I think they dove so far deep and in a sense of showing us that flashback now and understanding that he didn't take the lightsaber. So now we have to see a different type of a Grogu, right? We saw him running, jumping. We know that he can walk now and do all these other. I mean, we knew he could walk, but he can do all these other things that Luke helped him kind of bring back, right? So now we need to see that get played in the Mandalorian, and again, it makes great content. Um, and it also shows, kind of responding to you, Dank Taco, I guess, you know, wouldn't you want to see a different type of Grogu than we've seen before? Now that we have like this awesome Grogu that we saw in Book of Boba that trained with Luke now for a little bit, and also too, we have to see Amando wielding the dark saber more and have an understand. Is he going to get trained more? What's going on with that? What's going on with the rule of Mandalore? What's like? Again, there's so many things that still need to get answered in the Mandalorian that we still have yet to find out.
You know what I would want to see? I would want to see Grogu being the connection between Jedi and Mandalorians, because they have not liked each other for how many goddamn years, but he could be like the softness between the tension between them.
But wouldn't Mando be that already? I feel like Mando is that because he's cool with them. He's cool with Luke and Ahsoka.
He's cool with them, and even if he does become the next Mandalore, it would help, but he's not. He can't be a Jedi like Grogu could be. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, if he's like, hey, listen to what I have to say. Here's my son as proof. We can coexist. We don't have to be one or the other.
Did you just call him his son?
That is his child.
Oh
I will die on that hill. That is his child. That is his baby.
Mojo Quid says also, we don't necessarily know if Din is force sensitive or not, which is true. We really don't. I don't think he is. He's way too lucky to say that he has absolutely no connection, whether he feels it or not.
What luck? That dude has no luck. His ship got blown up. He got beat in like a mud pit. He's always like falling or hurting himself. Like, just that dude is not lucky.
That is true. Him. That is true. We deserve it though, to be honest, like 5 through 6 seasons of The Mandalorian. That way we can understand Grogu and Mando more and more. Agreed. I totally agree. And the funny thing is that, they did say that what's his name? Pedro Pascal is signed on for a total of 5 seasons. So if after season 3 they'll only have two seasons left. I was gonna say 2 episodes, 2 seasons left after. So again, I think you're gonna get a lot more. I do agree with you there. Do you think we'll see? And that was the next person I was gonna say. I was gonna mention Bo-Katan and Planet Mandalore. I think well, I'll tell you this. Mandalore, I definitely believe we're going to see. Bo-Katan, I think we're going to see it. What do you think?
I don't think it would make sense to explore more Mandalore without her, because she was in crucial parts of the history. So to go forward without her, I think, in the Clone Wars, Siege of Mandalore, when she was part of previous like stupid stuff,
the Death Watch.
The Death Watch, yeah. I think it would be a miss. She doesn't have to be a main character, but I think it would be a missed opportunity to not have her. Because who else is going to teach besides? So the armor has one side of history for Din, but Bo-Katan could be the other side of history, so he could get the different perspectives. Because when it comes to history, you can't just learn about it from one side. There's always multiple sides to a story. So if she were there to explain things to him, I think that would be helpful for the story and for him.
Yeah, I agree with Mojo Quid with this one. He ran into Grogu. He got beat up in the mud, but he was lucky enough to have Grogu, which is true. He lost his ship, but he got a better ship, which is true. I mean, I'll take that in a Blue Starfighter any day. So I agree with you there. Do you think Luke trains Din with the dark saber? You know, that is
Ooh.
like, well, that no, I mean, that's the $1 million question. I mean, it's that how do I put it to you? You want to answer that one first, and then I'll dive in. Go ahead, you go
Yeah.
first.
So I would actually love to see that. And I think it would be a good challenge for both Din and Luke because Luke is already trying to figure out how to train future Jedi. Now, there's this guy who has a lightsaber that's not a Jedi. He has to find a way to connect him to the Force in ways that he can't the same way that Luke can. So to see that dynamic together, I think would be very interesting. And to see a Mandalorian and a Jedi working together, I would love that. Doesn't have to be like the big focus for multiple episodes, but if we could see that for one episode, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I'm like taking a second is because this is one I thought would have gotten answered, but then again, Mandalorian season 3 could answer that
Mm,
because again, we saw the struggle he had with the dark saber in the Book of Boba Fett, and at this point, I think they need to kind of give Luke a break. I will say that.
mm,
I think that we've seen a lot of him. I think that if we're gonna see anybody at this point, let it be Ahsoka. I would want to
mm,
see her character a little bit more because we've had Luke. We've been so grateful to have Luke, just overall Mark Hamill as Luke, right? In 3 movies, and then well, not just 3. I mean, we had the sequels, right?
mm,
So, and also the Mandalorian and Book of Boba now. So, who's the next character? I would say Ahsoka.
mm,
Um, Again, I know Ahsoka didn't want to take on that role of training Grogu, but she does have a really good relationship with Din, as we did see. They are a little bit closer than he is with Luke. Um, but if I'm gonna say who would train him, I would say Ahsoka. I
mhm,
think she's more. I'd say she's a little bit more. Even though obviously Luke is friendly, I'm not saying he's not, but I think Ahsoka would be that person.
mhm.
If it's up to me, my opinion. I
You know
believe.
what would be cool about that though? So you know how I was talking about the Din and Luke having their challenges with that? It would be
Yeah,
interesting to see Ahsoka training him now that you mention it, because think about it. She left the Jedi. She was not happy with the way that they were going about things, but now she's helping Luke as a Jedi. And to help someone else, I think that would show her character's strength. It would show, whatever weak moments she may have with that. And it would
yeah,
be a great way to explore her challenging herself and her beliefs to get this done.
yeah. No, I agree. That's why I mentioned Ahsoka. I totally would love to see her, and I think that it also you don't kind of. I'll be honest. Like I want to just lean off of Luke a little bit because again, I think it was great to introduce him in the Mandalorian. That seems the finale of season 2. It was beautiful. Getting him in Book of Boba Fett, they did a great job. And then learning recently, I think a week ago or two, I learned that it wasn't even Mark Hamill's voice that they used. They actually used like I think kind of like this animated thing that generates, I guess, the voice, which they have the technology to do that now, which I've been knowing for a while, but which is
Mhm,
cool. So I think that costs a lot of money as well. I think
mhm,
that they're gonna want to use somebody else to help him. Again, I'm not opposed to Luke training him. Don't
mhm,
get me wrong, I'm not. But I would like to see somebody else that come up to the plate. I think at this
mhm,
point because I think since they already introduced the Jedi Academy, I'm pretty sure at one point we're gonna see what happens with the fall of it, and we might see
mhm,
a young Kylo Ren at some point again.
mhm,
And I think that they need to save Luke for the next best big thing, and I think that would be it. The fall of his Jedi Academy. If I
mhm,
said temple, I apologize. I mean Academy. Um, but yeah, I think that's what they should do with Luke at this point. Kind of save him for that end, you know. Or something big with Grogu at this point.
mhm,
Dank Taco says so much characters to see in live, like Gar Saxon, Bosk, Mace Windu, the Bad Batch, Captain Rex, Commander Cody, but we might see them all in Ahsoka. Agreed. I
mhm,
definitely think that Commander Cody might be in the. I'm not gonna go into Kenobi series a lot because we did that already. But I think Commander Cody will be in the Kenobi series. What do you think? Yes or no?
I
Rapid
hope so.
fire.
I
Okay.
hope so. I really
It was told that he is going to be in it. That it was told already.
Mhm.
It was kind of spoken on. So, Mace Windu, I guess thank Taco, and for anybody, where would you? That's my $1 million question. We all want Mace to come back. Where would you all watching this want to see him come back? I just to answer that, where would you all want to see Mace Windu return? In which show? What movie? I don't know. Just comment in the comment section. Captain Rex. I mean, we saw him in the Bad Batch already, but live action, yeah,
I would die.
we
That'd be so cool.
yeah, we saw him. Let me ask you this question: do you think that the Bad Batch survived so long up until Ahsoka? Did we see them in Ahsoka? You think so? Because like even Omega too. Like I think about like throwing that into the mix. Like what about Omega? But anyway, go ahead, answer the first one.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think probably not all of them, just because of age, their bodies are worn down from war, because they keep doing stuff after Order 66. Whereas with Rex, we don't really know what he's doing, so he could be taking it a little bit easier on his body. So I feel like there's a chance.
Well, he is alive. Remember, he is alive in Rebels, so that's right up until New Hope. We just don't know if it's after we see if he's still alive.
Well, he was alive during episode 6. They said that the old guy on Endor was Rex.
That's not Rex. That's just
Rex. Bite me. That's Rex.
That's not Rex. Bro. If that's right, that yeah, no. But anyway, continue.
But I feel like it would be more impactful if not all of the Bad Batch survived and only a few of them. Omega, I think she definitely has a chance, but I'm sure that along the way, 1 or 2 of them were probably lost. But I think that would make her character grow even stronger and be more useful for future situations, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Dang Taco says here he would want to see Mace Windu return in the Kenobi series. I think that would be pretty safe to say. I think everybody would want that one in the Kenobi series. I would think so too. It's funny. I had a theory at one point about it, like if he was to return, but that went out the window, just like Mace Windu. But yeah, I mean, I don't know as to Captain Rex. I guess we're gonna see him. I'm sure in the Ahsoka series. I'm sure we'll see Tamora Morrison reprising the role, right? And well, in live action coming now. I think that I think the one character that we do need to see come to live action is Omega, because she's a kid. So if anybody's gonna be in any live action this point on, I'd say it's her character. It would just make sense. She's like a teenager in the Bad Batch.
In the Bad Batch, she's like what, 10?
Oh, so even younger. Okay, so
then remember she doesn't have the aging or anything, and I think she was created after Boba Fett, so she would be a few years younger than him.
Right. So she should be showing up in one of these shows at this point in time.
I think that would be interesting. That would be fun. Depending how they do it.
Yeah. Rainbow Sweetie says, have been falling for 40 minutes, mate. Dang Taco says, and you guys are right. Rex and the Bad Batch have to be aged and really old by then. And theory, imagine seeing Omega on the Book of Boba Fett or Ahsoka. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, you would have to do another season of Book of Boba. And the way they ended it, I mean, who really knows? I guess, right? At this point, I mean, it's kind of resolved. His thing is kind of like flatlined already, unless it kind of builds now to see his sister. But I think that if you're gonna see Boba and Omega at some point, I guess it would be Andor. Going back to your show,
either Andor or season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yes,
or maybe 3. Not even season 3. It could be even season 4.
I mean, she could show up at any point. I mean, she's still alive, and so is he. So, yeah. I mean, could be any point in time. I mean, again, for Andor, I mean, Andor is gonna have so much. I feel like that's such a sleeper. I just want to know what what do you what are you most excited for Andor? And guys, comment in the comment section. What are you guys most excited for the Andor series? But go ahead. I know you're excited for this.
I'm very excited, and I think my answer is kind of boring, kind of simple, but I'm just excited to see the character of Cassian Andor because we kind of know about him in Rogue One, but I really want to just dive deeper into what made him into the soldier that he is in Rogue One. I want to know, more about his past if we can, the missions or, the scenarios that made him into the tough soldier that he is.
Yeah. Yeah, just responding to John real quickly. Yeah, I'm not. I would like to see Omega in live action, and still not sure about Mace. Yeah, I'm with you
Yeah.
there. I think we're with you there. Thank Taco says people are sleeping on Andor. I agree. I think Andor is going to be such a. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely was a sleeper in the beginning on Andor. I really didn't have high hopes for it. And the moment I saw, I'm not going to lie to you, the moment I saw that they cast Ewan McGregor and Rosario Dawson, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this show. This show's gonna have hope. It's definitely gonna have some hope with them. But again, I think the show overall is gonna do a good job. I think to get his type of a story. But what do you think the show really touches on? I mean, obviously his life, right? We know that, but like, what else?
Mm, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it would probably like be the beginning stages of the rebellion and either him being, from the get-go, I'm gonna um I'm gonna join, or him being hesitant and then finding a reason to join. You're muted.
Sorry, I was just like, yeah, no, I agree. I'm so
The
sorry.
little
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just reading again. We have a spam in the chat, so I apologize for that, guys. Regenstein says here, going back to the Omega one, Omega could be part. This is again responding to that part of Book of Boba Fett season 2, with her tracking him down to help her with the problem that provides the main plot. I like that. That's actually really good. I totally didn't even think about that. Did not even think about that at all.
That would be really cool because in the Clone Wars, Boba's just kind of like, I'm not part of them. Don't affiliate me with them. But then, as he's grown more and probably become more accepting of it, he even made a joke about like sharing his face with a lot of other people in season 2 of Mandalorian, which amazing. I loved it. But if, now that he's older and he's had more time to think about it, and he meets Omega and she's like, I'm your sister. I need your help with whatever the hell. I think that would be an amazing story. It would be more of a chance to see Boba's character grow and think about, his time with his dad, his time at Camino at the facility, and then we get to explore Omega more. I think that would just be, something fun.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, how would you want to see Omega and Boba Fett interact?
Yeah, like what do they even oh yeah, so actually I just blocked them. I mean, if you see the comments, guys, don't even pay mind to it. That's just it's garbage. Don't even pay mind to it. People would know. They obviously don't have anything to do. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I think that if I were to see them in live action together, I just want, number one, who do they cast? Who would you guys want casted for that? That's a good question. For Omega, who do you want cast? I didn't even think about that, because again, Omega would be like, how old is Boba Fett already? I forget.
So he was like what? 14,
well, she's right.
13. So Boba Fett was like 13, 14.
Right. So
or no, like 14, 15 at the end of the Clone Wars.
Right.
Which means Omega would be like what, 2-3 years younger than him, probably. So oh shit, I can't do math, because then you gotta add 19 and then 5. Guys, who knows math? Because I don't.
Dang Taco says, well, doesn't Omega look like a Boba, just a female version? Yeah, but I can't see I definitely would want to see. That would
Hold
look
on, I'm
weird.
gonna do some math real quick.
I'm sorry, guys, but I would not want to see Tamora Morrison playing a girl. I'm sorry. Like,
I would maybe lose it a little bit. So I think he's supposed to be in his 40s, if my math is correct. He's supposed to
ooh,
be in his 40s, so she would be in her 40s too.
or 30s,
Well, I think technically it
late
would be
30s.
like 38, 39, but just for story's sake, if they want to say like early 40s. But yeah, they're still pretty young by the time of Mandalorian and Book of Boba.
John Mendoza says here the girl from Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. Okay, all right. Not bad. I don't know who that is. Damn, now I want to look that up. Damn, I gotta look that up. Yeah, you're more than welcome to ask a question. As again, Star Wars related as we're talking right now, and any other stuff. But yeah, so going back now to Andor, I think that we could. What if we see her and Andor in the Bad Batch? Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Like, what about if we see the Bad Batch there? Because they would still be. I mean, again, they're because they did say for the Bad Batch that it's gonna take place probably like a year and a half after what we just saw. Like, so it's gonna do a time jump, definitely, which I had an idea or a feeling already. So I definitely could see that being something where like Cassian maybe like runs into them. What do you think?
So what if instead of them being in Andor, one of the little episodes is they help wherever Cassian is, and he gets to meet them
Mhm.
in the Bad Batch, and then maybe later on he can make a reference to them, especially like if he sees Omega years later and he's like, I remember you and your brothers helped me for whatever the hell.
Well, hold up. Now that I think about it, I think if there's going to be anybody we need to see in live action is Harrison Dula. She's already been referenced in live action in Rogue One. So that's somebody we need to see in live action. And if we see her in live action, do we get her son? And I didn't think about that till just now.
But we wouldn't be able to see him in Andor. We would see him in Ahsoka, but he would still be pretty little.
Yeah, but I mean, you would see, yeah, definitely. But still, like like I'm thinking about it. I mean, you would see the Ghost Crew definitely in
Andor.
Andor, just the beginning of them, basically, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, well,
No, at some point, probably like in the background. They don't have to be like main characters, but if we see them in the background, would that still count for something?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, wait, would they would have been formed already, right? Because Rebels was how many years before A New
5.
Hope?
So when they bring in Ezra, it's about 5 years before that.
Okay,
So someone on Tumblr, bless Tumblr, spent I don't know how long doing a whole timeline
yeah, there's a
of
timeline
Rebels
on it.
and Throne.
Yeah,
I have the picture saved, but it's
hold on,
about 5 years before New Hope.
Star Wars. Let's see timeline. And if you guys know in the comment section, you're more than welcome to sit there and
Please help
chime
us.
in. And, yes, definitely. So let me see. Oh my gosh, like I need to like zoom in because like I can't even see. So it ends up being that let's see, Rebels is right before A New Hope.
Well, that's when it ends.
And then Cassian Andor is after Rebels, actually.
Wait, that doesn't make it so like Andor takes place like right before Rogue One or what?
Well, when season 4 of Rebels ended, when did that take place? When was the when was that supposed to be?
Rebels ends like literally within the same year of A New Hope. Because it's 0 BBY, but it starts about 5 years before A New Hope. So it takes place like throughout about 4 or 5 years.
Huh. And Cassian Andor would be
It should be around the same time that Rebels begins, because if it's after Rebels, then that's like right before Rogue One.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on for a second. I apologize in the chat. I'm honestly I'm trying to figure this out so that way. Okay.
Here, let me find the timeline and send it to you.
So Rebels, then I would say like right around the same time. So Andor actually is like, so it's Rogue One first, obviously. No, I'm sorry, Andor, then Rogue One,
Mhm.
then Return of the Jedi, then The Mandalorian. Because you have two different like things. Damn, it's so complicated. I just wish it had it like listed in a list. It gives you like how like with the arrows and stuff, and it's like I don't know. It's too much going
I'm
on.
finding the picture to send to you because there is something like that.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Okay, let me found
that's
it.
so funny. So with the live streams right now, we just do where it's with our panel. So that's how we've been doing it. Again, if you want, you can talk to me on Instagram. I'm there, up for talks. So if you want to talk, yeah, could talk to me there. Jamandoza says the guy who plays, who said, I'm sorry, who plays Aladdin said he'd be interesting. I think that man is casted, and we'll talk about him for a second. Do I know Super Idol? No, I do not know Super Idol. Sorry about that.
Check your Instagram. I sent you the timeline.
Oh, you sent me the timeline there, so let's see here. Oh wow, this person really they really went all in.
You
Let's
keep
see.
making fun of Tumblr, but they keep doing amazing stuff like this.
I guess Tumblr is the wave. I don't see anything. What? So for those of
It's
you,
an orange. It's an orange. That's the rebels.
So for those of you who don't know, yeah, my handle's the same on Instagram. So if you click, I think, on my banner on YouTube, it'll take you straight to my Instagram, and you guys can check me out there as well. Where I always put the news anyway of my latest videos too, or if you just hit the notification bell here, which is better. Damn, I keep hitting my mic.
So
Yeah, but
rebels is an orange.
Rebels is orange, and
Yeah.
what? And
So
which
in
one
the
is
timeline
Andor?
that I sent you, no, Andor is not in that. But I'm
But that doesn't
saying
help.
yes, it does because it tells you when the stuff happens in Rebels to figure out when to place Andor.
Oh, okay.
And then it helps you with the Thrawn timeline to see.
Back in my day, we didn't have no timeline, Jasmine.
Oh my gosh.
So okay, here we go. I got a better one here. Oh, so Andor, yes, is before Rebels. Yes, it is before Rebels.
That's the
It's
only way it would make sense.
yeah, it's definitely before Rebels. Yeah, literally. I just found it here. Okay, cool. So now we know that. So I guess you would not see. Well, you would see Hera. You could see Hera in because she's been a part of the Rebel Alliance anyway for the longest. We saw. I mean, we know her from the Clone Wars as well when she was young. Remember, we got
Mhm.
to see her little there.
So if we could see her in Andor, that would be perfect. It would make sense. And then we might see her in Ahsoka if Ahsoka needs a pilot. Because she's going to go face Thrawn. Ezra was with Thrawn at the end of Rebels. And Sabine is supposed to Sabine is supposed to help Ahsoka find them anyway. So it would make sense if Hera was the pilot, we might be able to see little baby Jason.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing him though? But I mean, obviously we'd see him in Ahsoka. I mean, that's another one that they need to explore more on is Hera's, Hera and oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Kanan Jarrus's name. Son. Oh my gosh. That is like I'm so shot. Yeah. They need to explore that a little bit more, and I would love for them to do that. I think it'd be cool. Would you guys want to learn more on their son together? Would you want to see him? Because again, the season finale literally ends with all of them except for obviously Kanan because he died. It ends with all of them, in Rebels on the ship, and I don't know, I would love to see that. That would be dope.
I think that would be interesting, especially like if Jason is someone that we could explore way down the line because his dad was a Jedi, so it is possible he could become a Jedi or at least be like force sensitive something, and he could be later on he could help like Leia and be trained by Luke and Ahsoka because he could be a part of the New Republic with his mom because she helped fight for it. So if we could see like little bits of that, not in Ahsoka, but like just little bits at a time in the future, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be dope. I think that, just to have an exploration of that, because I think the Ahsoka series is gonna. I mean, again, the Ahsoka series is they have to tackle, of course, Ezra. That's the biggest one. Is where is he? Where is Thrawn? Again, we know that Thrawn has already been thrown in there, obviously because we saw the Mandalorian. that's very heavy. It's very filled. You know what's funny though? I wonder if Book of Boba in that he's already found because that wasn't even brought up. Did you
Hmm.
notice that? I wonder if he was already found. I would assume
Oh
so.
shoot. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, they didn't actually tackle that, but Ahsoka says, but Ahsoka makes it clear that Thrawn is found.
She
But I'm
does.
but I'm assuming that means that either Ezra is found or he's still waiting to be found.
Mm. She did mention that he was found already.
Well,
That
because remember when she was fighting I don't remember the official name, but the mayor
oh
or
yeah.
whoever that was, and she's like, "Where's?" I think she said, "Where's your master? Where's your leader, Thrawn?"
Oh, okay, okay.
So, I mean, to me, that sounded pretty clear. Like, the fool is back.
The fool is back.
The fool's back. Don't get me wrong. I love Thrawn, but dude's back.
Yeah.
Or
I
else, why
mean,
would she say that?
and the thing is that in Legends, he has to die. He like doesn't live that long. He doesn't. I mean, Thrawn like
In Legends, dude is like in his 60s in Legends.
well, yeah, but he dies at the hands of like his like bodyguard that ends up killing him.
Damn
So,
spoilers.
oh my bad. Did you wait? But you knew that though, right?
No, I didn't know that. I mean, it came out forever ago, but that's
No.
fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I managed to avoid those spoilers.
I
I'm
am
leaving. Goodbye. I'm turning off my
so
computer.
sorry.
No, it's
My
okay. The books came
bad.
out like what before we were born.
Oh my gosh, that is terrible. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
fine. No, I was
But
gonna find out at some point.
yeah, no, he he ends up well, I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, no, I
Well,
don't
thanks.
yeah. He survives and lives a happy chiz life.
Yes,
He lives
because
a
me and
happy
him are
chiz
gonna
life.
go open up a zoo together, and
Mm.
I'm gonna take him away from the mean old empire, and it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't. I'm so sorry. Oh my god,
No,
that's
you're fine.
terrible.
No,
No,
you're
I
fine.
know.
It's funny. I think your reaction is funnier. It's fine.
Because I totally didn't know. It's like I imagine if I would have thrown out the Batman. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm gonna go see it on Tuesday. No one spoil it.
That's so
I'm
funny.
gonna go see it on Tuesday. Please, no one spoil it.
That's so funny. No, we're not even gonna talk about the Batman. I'm gonna wait until you leave actually, because I know you gotta head out.
Yeah, I gotta
Um,
head out in a few minutes.
yeah, not a problem, not a problem. I won't, like I said, I won't I won't mention it. But anyway, so yeah, again, I think that the Ahsoka series, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just responding to you, Jasmine, on the side.
Okay.
I have no idea. We're just going with it. Um, but yeah, no. So I personally want to, if I'm gonna get it in any show, and it's going back to the Ahsoka thing, I wonder. Well, how do you feel about Ezra?
I think
Like
it would be
meaning
in.
meaning the guy Aladdin playing him if he ends up getting if he ended up getting casted, which I think he did. Because think about it like this: when everybody was hyping up Rosario Dawson, it ended up being Rosario Dawson. When
I
everybody,
think it would be cool. I did like him in Aladdin. I think this would be a great way to test out his acting skills. It would
Mhm.
be fun. I know some people wanted. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce his last name.
Oh,
Raul.
who are you talking about?
Kilori, something. He's a British actor, and a lot of people wanted him as Ezra, and I was like, damn, that'd be so cool.
Oh,
But
Raul
I think
Coley.
Raul Coley, but
That's not that hard to say.
I feel like there's probably a better way to pronounce it, but I don't know, and I just feel terrible.
Nah, it's Raul
But
Coley. You're good.
if there was if it was older Ezra, it would be amazing if it's him. But since we need someone younger, I'm down for Aladdin. I did like him in Aladdin.
Space,
I think
Space
him being a little
Aladdin.
funky was just the writing for the movie. So I want to give him a chance with this. I think that would be really cool.
Give this man a fighting chance. I vote for what's his real name again? I forgot his name in like
Mina Masood or something.
yeah. You said Mina. It's
Is it Mina or Mena?
I don't know. I say Mena Masood. I don't know.
Damn,
I
we're
didn't
just
even know.
mispronouncing everyone's name on this stream.
I didn't even know you went live. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
welcome.
Definitely a welcome for sure. Which I'm gonna actually have everything Star Wars on in a little bit. As I know you gotta send off the night and sign off, which I'm gonna miss you.
I know. I'm sorry. I have to read a
No,
book
you're
for
fine.
tomorrow because I like to
Jeremy.
procrastinate.
Ooh, Colin Firth. Damn. You know who actually I would love to see as Thrawn? No, I'm not even gonna lie. All right, well, you can answer that one. I have another one for you.
No, you go first. You go first.
It's not even any of these two. I was actually thinking the one who just played the Batman, Colin Farrell. Is that his name? Is that his name? Who I'm thinking of? Colin Farrell. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. He plays the Penguin in the new Batman movie. I would love to see him.
I'm gonna
Think,
look it up because I'm drawing a blank with these names. Colin
oh,
Farrell?
is that
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I don't know why. I would just love to see him. I think he would play such a great. After seeing him in
yeah.
Batman,
This dude. I
oh
would
yeah,
love to see
as
him as
Thrawn.
Thrawn.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't mind it. Actually, I thought about it. I'm like, actually, he'd make a great freaking Thrawn. I
He's
feel
a
like,
really good actor.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I'm sure that Lars Mikkelsen is going to do good, but to see Colin Farrell, wow, that would be really good.
yeah, and he got well. I mean, Lars Mikkelsen, the original, got cast for it. So also played Blue Eye and Daredevil, which was a disappointing movie. Yeah, Daredevil was
Oh
terrible
shoot,
with
he
Ben
was
Affleck.
in the first Fantastic Beasts movie, and he did amazing playing like that shifty ass character. I was like, yes,
Well, I mean, Colin Farrell's. I mean, again, that's an iconic actor. I mean, he's been in so many freaking great movies. He's been around the game for a long, long time. Again, I think he's just truly, truly. Oh, bullseye! No, you're good. Um, he's amazing. Again, I love him as an actor. He does such a good job. Seeing him in Batman, I think he did. Again, I think you're gonna. I think you. I think you'll like it, but then again, I could be wrong. But
Mhm.
I love the movie, so I think that if anything, I'll sign you off like that because I know you got to head out. So
Yeah,
I'll sign you off with that. Again, I appreciate you coming on the stream.
yeah,
I will see you next Wednesday.
yes,
Okay, cool. So
yes,
you'll
yes.
be here next Wednesday again. Thank you so much for hopping on today. I much love for you. Before you sign off, can you just tell everybody where to find you? And yeah,
Yeah, so my name is Jasmine. You could find me on Instagram and TikTok as Verity_who. If you're interested in like Star Wars and cool crochet, I do that too. I have my crochet page linked onto my main page. My main page is for fun adventures and a lot of Star Wars costumes, a lot of fun memes on my story. So yeah, you can follow me there.
follow her.
Yeah,
Follow her. But
follow
anyway,
me.
sis, thank you so much for hopping on today. I will let you go. I know you got to head out. So thank you. Many
Yeah,
blessings your way. We will talk. May the force be with you and stay safe and have a great rest of your weekend.
bye guys.
Thank you. Thank you. And on that note, we still have another Star Wars person that will be hopping on pretty soon. As soon as he's ready, I will let him in. But again, guys, I want to get now. This is where I am talking to you guys, and I want to now let's have a conversation about some of these things. Are you guys excited to see Mena Massoud going back to that? Is he the actor you would want to be playing, Ezra? I personally, again, I think he would do a great job. I'd be super stoked to see him as Ezra. I think that he's gonna kill. Oh, so gotcha. If you check your phone, I actually already sent it to you, bro. Um, I think that he would make a great one. I think that he's gonna kill it, to be honest with you. And have you guys seen the artwork that they've done for him as Ezra? Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I freaking love it. I think they did a really, really good job. If you guys, I think I did like an edited video on his like picture, and I made it kind of like come to life where he has the lightsaber ignited, and it's the green one. So again, I think that it's really cool. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see where the Ahsoka series is gonna go. Again, I'm waiting for. We'll see. In a second, we could talk a little bit more about it. But going back to Andor, let's go back to Andor. What could Ahsoka be doing in Andor? That is my $1 million question. And what would you want to see her do in Andor with Kenobi? Do we get like? Is it gonna be like a flashback scene that, like, for example, we see Maybe we see Ahsoka there, and maybe we have a flashback scene with her and Kenobi. Could it be that? That's a good one. That would be nice to see, right? But I'm assuming it's just going to be to help out, obviously the Rebel Alliance. It's just to fill some sort of a cause. My next question, I guess, would be: do we get Saw Gerrera in there? That's another one. Do we possibly get Saw in Andor? Because again, he's still alive. The girl who plays Jasmine in Aladdin would make a great fit for a young Omega. Ooh, I didn't think of that one. Did not think of that one. Let's see. Let me look it up here. Jasmine. Let's look it up. Jasmine from Aladdin. I didn't think of that one. Aladdin. Let's see. Live action. Let's check it out here. Huh. Oh yeah, she's been in other things too. I forget her name, but her as Omega. I wonder. But then at this point, you have to think to yourself, it's an older. Well, I guess she is older here. You know who I was thinking? I don't know why. I don't know why this one came to me, but I'll be honest with you guys. For some odd reason, I was thinking of like Scarlett Johansson, because we've seen Scarlett Johansson with short hair already, and I think it would be so dope. And she just like kicks ass. So like to see an older Omega with obviously with years on her, I think would be so dope to see her, because I'm sure she would already develop fighting skills. I'm sure she would have developed, shooting. So I definitely believe that it would be really, really good to see her in this, and as Omega. Now, where though? Where would we see her? That's the thing. I personally would want to see Omega. I know we've said it before. I forgot. Somebody in the comment section said it. It would be nice to see her and Boba Fett, like season 2 or something. That'd be really dope if they do a season 2 to explore. I think it was Rickenstein that said it, to explore, possibly that she might need some help. And we have our other guy here. What's going on, Rob?
What's up, man? How you been?
Chilling, man. Just talking a whole bunch of Star Wars. We're gonna talk some other stuff too in a little bit.
I had another channel that wanted to come on.
Oh yeah. Who wants to hop on? Well,
they're called the Entertainment Crew.
Oh yeah, they're more than welcome, dude. We're it's a party here, so if you want, they're more than welcome to come on. You can.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to send them the link. I mean, if you want to send it to my Twitter, maybe I can copy and send it to him.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Before we do start, if you want, let everybody know who you are and where to find you. I'll give you the floor right now.
Sure. Thanks. Hey, how you doing? My name is Rob. I'm here. You're there. My channel. I have 2 channels. One is Rob's Rules, where we mostly more pop culture, entertainment stuff, celebrity stuff like that. Right now, we're covering Johnny Depp case. But my Star Wars channel is called Everything Star Wars. I just started. I have about, 40-something subscribers. So I was working on a video tonight. So you can always check me out there. I hope everybody is well. Hope you're doing great. What's going on? I don't know.
So I just sent it to your Twitter. You should be able to send it to them. And I'm taking your word. They're good guys. So
yeah, dude, I've known him like a year, about 2-3 years now. Yeah.
Oh nice,
yeah.
Nice.
We talk on the phone. He's a really good guy. They're also going to Celebration.
Oh, nice. So I'll be able to see them. Are you going to Celebration?
No, I couldn't go. I couldn't go to this one. But I'll live vicariously through you and them, because you guys will be all doing videos. So
yeah. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I just got my tickets. I got it the day. Well, actually, funny thing is that I didn't even have a moment to buy it. The girl who was just on before, Jasmine Verity, who she actually got it for me. So I was like so blessed because I was at work. So it's always awesome. It's good when you have a nice crew, a great crew behind you, that can do stuff like that for you. So it was a blessing. I got really lucky. Yeah. So
if I knew you were going, I would have sent you the stuff. I didn't know if you were going to go or not. I was like, if I would have known, I would have sent you all the links and whatever you needed.
No, the thing is, I had the links. I was doing it on my phone, but it took so long. But since she was home, she was at the right place at the right time. So I didn't have anything going for me.
I also don't know if you know this, but in New York, for those who are in the New York area location, there is a Star Wars exhibit going on.
I just went to it.
And you went to it. Did you film anything?
I did a live stream. It's up on my channel.
I missed it.
Yeah.
When did you do it? Today?
No, I did it the day it happened, on Thursday, on the 24th. Yeah, dude. I went, actually, me and the girl on my panel, Jacobella Luongo, we both went. We got to meet for the first time. It was really beautiful. And again, me and her have known. She's a part of her universe, and we met for the first time there, and it was just simply amazing. It was awesome. It was so much fun.
I'll have to watch the replay now. That's
I
awesome.
mean, it's definitely worth going if you. I'm gonna go again. So if you ever want to go, dude, I'll definitely. You could, we'll figure something out to go again.
Yeah, let
So,
me know. You have my
gonna-
number. You know?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna probably go a little bit later because they have a merch store that hasn't opened yet. So
Oh, wow.
I'm waiting a little bit. Yeah, I'm waiting a bit just so that way it can open up. They're supposed to be sending me an email when it opens so I can go for free. So I don't even have to. I could just go
nice.
straight. Yeah. So whoever went like the first like day
Nice.
can go do that. So like they'll send you an email to go back. So it was pretty cool. I know a whole bunch. A whole bunch of people loved it. So it was really really nice. It was really
That's
really nice.
man.
Yeah, you got to
That is
check it out.
nice.
For the price, it was okay again, but it's definitely worth it. I would say
That's
definitely
cool.
worth it. Yeah, the guy's an artist himself. The guy who makes it, he has an insane collection. I mean, he owns a lot of this stuff, and it was funny on the live stream. I'm there, and I'm like, he has lightsabers, and I'm like, bet you it's master replica. He had like a couple master replica lightsabers, force effects. It was dope. It was really dope.
Nice.
Yeah. It was really cool. So
That's cool.
So, dude, what's going on? How's everything with all this Star Wars news that we're getting? It's so insane. We were just talking.
It is.
We were just talking before about Andor. I guess we can kind of pick back up on that one. What are you expecting for the Andor series?
That's funny. I don't know. I mean, I'm expecting, I guess, like a spy series because that's what he was,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how he's like, I remember one of the lines in Rogue One because I love that movie. I mean, God knows how many times I watched it.
Great movie.
I remember he said to her, he said, "You don't know the sacrifice. You don't know what I've been through." So I'm hoping we'll be able to see things that choices like he doesn't want to make that he knows is not right, but in order to do what he has to do for the rebellion, he has to make these decisions, And I'm hopefully they're like gut wrenching to the point that you're sitting there like, oh man, like like you would feel it. Like I want to feel it. I want to feel those moments. I want to see
I agree.
what he goes through, how like stealth mode, what he has to do for the rebellion. Because at this time, man, everything with them, like if you remember you watched Rebels, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when it was Rebels, one of the key things, and I remember them saying this, they did hit and run missions.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know that they were a one cell of many. They thought they were just one cell. They didn't even know if anybody else was with them. They didn't know how many, so it was very secretive,
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that they brought that side of the rebellion out. Like, hey, yeah, they're the good guys, but sometimes they have to do bad things in order to get the freedom that they're seeking,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping this series will bring. It will bring like a kind of like, ninja kind of like, not that he's going to do karate, but I mean like ninja stealth mode. I just want to kind of like that. Like, oh, he's got in the shadows, getting information, what he has to go through, threatening people, things he might have to kill somebody he doesn't want to, like in the movie too, he was supposed to kill her father.
Yes.
And that was a decision. Like, see, I felt that. That's what I want to feel. I want to feel those moments when he has to make this decision that inside it's eating him alive to make. But he knows that he has to do it for the greater good of the rebellion,
Correct. Well, that's why I wonder if we're going to see. I mean, at this point, we could. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to. He's been played out so much. Saw Gerrera.
I think we're going to see him. It's possible. We could see him.
That's like, well, that'd be like the fifth version we get of Saw Gerrera now.
Right.
It'd be a whole nother one. I mean, we've seen him with blue eyes, brown eyes, long hair, bald. I mean, my gosh, how many more versions of him are we going to get in live action? But
well, hopefully Forrest Whitaker will still play the role. I mean, the guy is alive. I mean, I can't see why they can't use Forrest Whitaker and use it, because during the movie, he was an older guy. He was kind of beat up. They could show him a little younger, but not like
de-aged. I mean, I guess you would do a de-aged, like 4 years younger version of Forrest Whitaker. I guess you could say. I mean, I'm sure he'd still look the same anyway. What's 4 years going to do at that point in time? Because again, in the Kenobi series, we're supposed to get this de-aged, Kenobi and Anakin with a flashback scene. So I mean, again, if they invested money into that and they have the money, why not do it for this series? And
I agree.
I think that I think what the series is doing is they're answering a lot of unanswered questions that came with a lot of the movies that I don't think that they realized. Or I think because again, I'm sure when they made all these movies, they never thought to themselves, hey, we're gonna have Disney Plus in just about another year or two, so let's put this out with any unanswered questions. I think they honestly looked at it as that, number one, we're starting a Filoni verse, which they did, which has been phenomenal. But I know others, might not enjoy it, but I will say that. Number two, I think that with this Filoni verse, you're getting a lot of things answered from the Clone Wars. You'll get things answered from Rebels, and then the movies as well. You can get things answered through the TV show route, which is good. And that's why, again, going back to what I said about the Kenobi series earlier on the show, is that they need to make sure they capitalize on a lot of things, because again, it's if they don't answer certain things, going back to what you were saying before, I know about Andor, it's going to be really bad if they don't answer, because again, this is the ones. But again, Andor could have 2 seasons if they really wanted to. It could be season, if they do maybe let's say 5 episodes, they can sit there and say, okay, we'll do another 5, we'll extend it to 2 seasons. Because that was the thing is that now what's so funny is that with everything coming out and the heat that it's catching, they're all everybody now and their mother is like, let's do a season 2. For example, here, I just want to read this. Denzel Washington son, John David Washington, would play Saw Gerrera. I would love that. His son I would love to see play, because again, having him,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that'd be really, really good.
By the way, I'm gonna shut my phone down and I'm gonna go on the laptop, so you're gonna see me backstage, and this way I can send the link to the other guy.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
So if you need me, just there you go.
Yep, gotcha. All right, perfect. So
let me put the volume up. That would be a good thing.
You're good. So yeah.
There you go.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, can you put headphones, because there's an echo?
Oh, there's an echo now?
Yeah. Oh no, you're good now. You're good now. Okay. There's no echo.
Yeah, I shut off the phone. That's what happened. I had to shut the phone.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, no. So I think I would love to see his son play him. I think that'd be really, really good. But to go forward, yeah, I would want to see something like that. I think personally they can. I think with everything they have going on, they can answer a lot of things. Yeah, that's all I got right now. I lost my train of thought. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I lost my train of thought. I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We were talking about
I lost my train of thought.
Talking about Andor. The series, the Rogue One guy.
Yeah, just overall they need to answer some questions, I think, with that series. I think overall, again, like Kenobi, going back to that, like I said before,
do you think we're gonna see 3PO and R2 in the Andor series?
I mean, we saw Chopper in Andor. So I mean, again, I think that I'm not really concerned more about. I think they need to shy away from the prequels and OT, figures. I think if anything, focus on sequel characters to give more of a story, right? Because we still need to understand. For example, I would love to see just randomly the Knights of Ren just at some point come into there, and this is what I mean. These shows have that opportunity to do these things, and if they don't capitalize on it, now again, they might come out with a show with maybe young Ben, maybe they call it the Ben, the Ben Solo, or something like that. I don't know, but overall, did you get to read the Kylo Ren comic books? There was an issue.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was interesting because it took a different spin than what I thought. Like in the beginning, again, this was about a year ago. I think I read it. I do have them.
Yeah.
But what I remember was when he came there, the temple was already on fire, and they assumed it was him. But the story from Luke is different than the one in the comics.
Well,
so is Luke wrong? Was he? Because here's what I first thought when I saw The Last Jedi, from what Luke Skywalker explained. I'm gonna take this up. I thought that it was that these guys were following him. Like the Knights of Ren only formed after the fact that he took the temple down and he explained himself and he said, "This is why I did it. You don't understand. He attacked me. I didn't attack it." And those who didn't believe and they followed Luke went after him, and his Knights of Ren killed him.
Yeah.
But then when I read the comic, it was like, wait a minute, the Knights of Ren were already formed. They were already a group.
Right. There was a character named Ren who was already there. So Kylo Ren kind of took that name and just put himself as Kylo and then added the Ren, basically.
Right. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of silly because that's, I don't know. I liked it better that these guys would have been Jedis in training.
Right.
And that's why when I saw The Last Jedi, I was like, wait a minute, why have they got these primitive weapons
Well,
for?
that's what
Why
I think
don't they have lightsabers and
right. That's what I
I-
would have thought
you
too.
know.
That would have been really, honestly, that would have been really dope because even like in the comic, it started off so good where you had the
Yeah.
two Jedi that escaped with him, and then the Knights of Ren came and then killed them,
Yeah.
and then that's when Kylo ended up turning because he killed them, and yeah, right, yeah. So
Right.
that's more of the story. Like it's a dope story, but I think like it would have been better. I think like the way you said it is that if it would have been like those two Jedi turned with him and then formed the Knights of Ren, and then you
Yeah.
got more of a backstory. But again, the comic book, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it is canon. But again, anything can
Yeah.
change. Anything can always change.
Well, I
So
know that sometimes Disney contradicts their own story. Like
Yeah.
they give a story and then it's like, wait a minute, you just said this and now you're saying something else.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
wait. It's I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to do what I was hoping George Lucas would have done for years ago. Would have been like, oh, let's get the in-between stories. Let's get how we let up. Like we have years gap. What happened in between these years?
Yeah.
What happened in between
Yeah.
the story? Like I think that was their goal. Their plan, even though they really didn't do it too well, their plan originally was to have a movie. Every 2 years would be a trilogy. And in between was going to be a solo film of a character. And I was like, wow, that is a great idea. I'm so into that. That was the
Right.
rumor. And when Solo came out, for some reason they changed it from December to May. I don't quite grasp the concept and why something isn't broke. Why would you try and fix something?
Fix it, right.
December was Star Wars month. So I think they messed up by putting it into blockbuster season. Not
Yeah.
a good idea. Again, families can only go to so many movies. You have 1, 2 kids. It could cost you $100 night. So if you have to choose,
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame or Star Wars, what are you gonna pick? You're gonna pick that movie.
Yeah, it's true.
I think they goofed, and had Solo come out before The Last Jedi, it would have done well. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, like I went on Twitter, and a lot of people were like, "Wow, this movie is really good."
So, yeah,
A
Solo
lot of
wasn't
people-
bad. I liked Solo. I like Solo. I think it's like you said, the lead up to. I think it's just it was all bad timing, and they rushed it. To be honest, that was what it was.
That was their biggest problem. Like J.J. Abrams said, he even did a video, like I think 6 months ago, something like that. He was saying they didn't have a plan. I mean, I'm being honest. He didn't admit it at the time, but now that he's done and he's with WB or whoever he's with, he's trying to get that universe going. He admitted. He said, "Look, they just didn't have a plan, and
Right.
like they wanted him to do 3 movies, and he said, no, I only want to do 1."
Right.
And then they brought in Ryan Johnson, who retconned everything that he did, and then
Yeah.
he comes back and he destroys what he did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this? It was just so insane. Like they should have just had one person tell a story.
Yeah. I agree.
Because if I tell a story and you tell a story and a
It's-
third party tells a story, it's going to be different ideas.
It's
you know?
different. Yeah, you have different visions, different versions, and trying to bring back, again, J.J. Abrams for the third one was like it was tough because it's like, how do you sit there and follow up from The Last Jedi? Because again, him
Yeah.
killing Luke dying wasn't even in his plans. That wasn't
Yeah.
even the plan at all. So, and it's like it's so funny because the one that ended up dying in real life was Carrie Fisher. So in reality, Mark Hamill could have still been, God, rest in peace, God rest her soul. But, it could have been that, Mark Hamill's character would have still been alive because his character never really died in Legends. I mean, that we know
Right.
of, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
his story was still kind of told at, because again, the last known Skywalker was Cade Skywalker. That's the last ever known Skywalker in Legends. After that, it's done. So that's why I'm a little concerned as to now going fast forwarding and learning that we're, they're trying to think about making a post, sequel trilogy, past, Rey's character and seeing what happens with that. I mean, I'm for it. Again, I have no
Right.
problem as long as it's done right and
Right.
by the same director. That's it. And now hearing what Kathleen Kennedy is saying, I don't know if you've heard, but she wants to sit here and I know she came out and said that she wants to do a season 2 of Kenobi. It's good and all, but I think that one season is enough. I think that if you're trying to give, I think, for example, Boba Fett, I don't think you need a season 2. Andor, I don't think you need it. I think a lot of these live action series, I think once you touch on the character and you answer the question, for example, like with Cassian Andor, that's fine. Like as long as he answers, what he did in that time, that's it. I'm cool with that. I don't need any more.
Right.
That kind of resolves his part in the rebellion, then also too with other characters. So I think that they need to kind of play it safe and not really kind of overuse it. Again, Ewan McGregor's character is beautiful. I mean, I love him as Kenobi. I just think that if you do a little much of bringing him back, it's going to be too much. And then, again, trying to sit here and give us another fight of the century with him and Vader. I mean, again, you can touch all. That's. I will tell you this: the beauty of Kenobi's time being 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, you have a lot to play with. So, meaning, you can do, if you wanted to, realistically, you can do a season 2. Realistically,
yeah,
you could because it's only 10 years after. So, for example, like Cassian Andor, you can only do one season because after that is because remember that's 4 to 5 years before A New Hope. Then you have Rebels. So
you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that they could do Andor. Like remember, you could do whatever time jump you want. So they could do 4 years, then they could do a year later.
But that's a lot. That's a lot of time jumping, and then you figure you can't do it. You can't do a time jump with Andor though.
Because I thought Andor, there's a lot of stories to tell. Like you could show how the rebellion is building itself, how they're finding X-wings and how they're getting the Y-wings and how like Rebels did. Like they could go into it. They could show Ezra. They could show the characters from Rebels in live action if they wanted to, They could bring that to life.
Well, they wouldn't be around. They wouldn't be around for Andor. They weren't together just yet. Because
that's right.
Yeah. Because we were just looking at the timeline before. Yeah, the one character that you can see though is Hera Syndulla. You can see her in this because she was already referenced in Rogue One, and she's been a part of the rebellion since or the Republic. She was a part of. Remember her father on Ryloth. So she's been a part of this since the Clone Wars. So if there's anybody that can come to live action who's been a part of the rebellion would be her character.
Yeah.
In Andor, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, because I like I said, I really wanted. I thought it was so interesting. Rebels. That's what drew me in. Was like, oh, what happened between when the Empire was taking over? How did they become so big? Like I remember. Did you ever play The Force Unleashed?
If I played it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Both of them, 1 and 2. I love it.
Right. So I thought it was great how I mean I know it's I think it's a legend story, but whatever.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it was great how they told how Vader, and how the rebellion was forming. Like they were creating the rebellion. They were just starting with Bail Organa was there, and he was the Jedi that was going to help them out. And Vader come. I was like, my mind was blown. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great story because you want to see the beginnings of things. Like that's why I think they have to do the EU. They have to.
Yeah,
they should show the very beginning of the Jedi, how it started, the Sith, how it started, what it becomes, how it gets to the point. Fill in all the. That's what we all want. We want all the fill-ins, and then give us whatever you want. Give us future.
Yeah, I mean, I
go
agree.
ahead.
No. I was gonna say I agree with you. Well, the good thing is that Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is looking promising because his version is gonna be, I think, touching the beginning of the dawn of the Jedi, the story of the dawn. Did you ever get to read that?
I didn't know that what he was doing because I haven't heard anything. It's been so much Kenobi, a little bit of Mandalorian season 3 I've seen thrown out there. It's like, okay, I haven't really seen so much anything else yet because they keep throwing these at me. I was like, wow, there's so much here.
I would say about a year ago at one of the investors meetings, Kathleen Kennedy showed off a video of what ended up being this pyramid version. This pyramid thing of which is called the Thoyor, which is which is the beginning of how it all started, which was Dawn of the Jedi, which is a book and a comic, which is like the hardest thing to find. I've been trying to find the comic version, but it's like you can't find it and it's worth a lot of money.
By the way, I just want to say, I just saw this now. Congratulations on 900, man. I just saw that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Took me a while, but yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Hey, look, man. Listen. This is it. It's a grind. I can tell you, like, it. What I've learned is with certain things, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not how fast you get there. Oh, well, this channel does this and this channel does that. But don't worry about it. When you make videos and you do live, do it like 1 million people are watching you. And if it's not work, like to me, Star Wars does not work. It feels like when I do it and I edit, it's joyous. It's fun to me because I'm passionate about it.
I'll be honest. When I'm like putting stuff out, I'm like so excited because I just can't wait for everybody to watch like the latest news. Because I'm like, sometimes the funny thing is that there's things that I know that is like not even out there, and I'm not gonna say anything much more than that. And I'm like, I can't wait to put this out because like this is like juicy, it's fun, it's entertainment, it's just great, it's amazing. And I have to say, I've met some pretty interesting people since doing this. And the funny thing is, when I started this live stream, I was saying before that I didn't even notice, and that's how fun it's been, this ride, is that I started this channel literally a year ago, the beginning of March. I didn't even notice. So my channel is already a year old. It just turned a year old.
If you've done 900 in a year, you've done pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I've done pretty good because it took me 500 in a year. So, by the way, that's the guy. He just
what's going on, Entertainment Crew? What's going on? What's going on?
He said he couldn't make tonight, but he said he wanted to know what your channel was. So I said, "Yo, dude, here's his channel. Subscribe to his channel." So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man.
But he does want to get together one time to have the three of us. I told him we could do it on my channel. We could have you, him, come to my channel. We could do a live stream.
Yeah, whichever, man. I'm cool with anything there. I want to respond. Kristen Kurek as older Omega, which would be perfect. That is not a bad one there, my friend. I would not mind that. So, like I said, like me and Jasmine, which is very who we were saying it before. Could be that she's in her late 30s, early 40s. So again, seeing her in one of the episodes, even in Ahsoka, honestly, we could see her in Ahsoka, meaning Omega, because at this point, hello there, or even Michelle Ange as Omega, either would be perfect. You know who I was thinking? Just subscribed. I appreciate that, man. Many blessings, many blessings. You know who I was thinking too? The girl, she's big. I forget her name. Her name is Anne something. I think it's Anne. I forget. She was in that movie, A Night in Paris or something like that. I forget.
You know more than I do. I don't know all these actors and actresses and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a girl out there. I gotta look it up. But go ahead, continue.
I was gonna say what confuses me is all the time frame, because there's so many shows now. It's like I think I need like a huge timeline of where everything.
Ann Taylor Joy, that's her name. That's the girl's name. I actually would love to see her as Omega. I'm gonna show it off my phone, but that's her.
Okay.
I would like to see her as Omega.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would love to see. So again, I mean, there's so many.
What do you think of Rosario Dawson as
Ahsoka?
Did you like her as Ahsoka?
I mean, listen. Clerks. I'll leave it at Clerks. So I mean, I'm
gonna ask you this, because a lot of people, when it was first announced that she'd be doing it instead of Dr. Turner looks
like a macho dude. You know what it is? It's the New Yorker in me. So but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. So what were you saying? I'm sorry.
But what I was going to say was, like, a lot of people were upset at the point because they're like, oh, Rosario Dawson, why isn't Ashley getting the part? Or why doesn't she do her voice? Blah, blah, blah. How did you feel like when you first heard that? Did that upset you? Or you were just, whatever, let's see what happens? What was your attitude towards it?
Sorry about that. I had to close my window. I don't know if you heard the dog barking. There was a dog barking outside. I'm like, oh my gosh. I know I would be, even though I love dogs, but I know if I'm watching somebody's live stream, I don't want to hear a dog barking. But anyway, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to be 100%. I'm going to be very blunt about it. I personally didn't really watch the Clone Wars till after the Clone Wars. Yeah, I'm not even lying to you. Like I saw bits and pieces, but I was more on the movies because I was one of those fans who couldn't accept the Clone Wars. Not that it was bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like it wasn't bad. It was just very hard to get into because when I got into it, there were so many episodes a season. Like there was like 20 something, and that was
There's
a
a lot to
lot.
watch. Yeah,
And
I haven't finished it. I'm up to season 5, and I
Yeah.
watched 7, so I have to watch half of 5, and I have to finish 6.
Yeah,
But it's amazing, dude.
yeah, it is. It
really,
is.
really such a well written story. It's like
It is, and I think that again for Dave Filoni, Clone Wars isn't just a kids show. It changed my mind. I agree. I agree. I agree with you, Entertainment Crew. I definitely agree with you. I think that for me, after watching it, it changed my perspective, and also too, it gave me a better understanding of, I think what we were talking about before, having that in between. So, for example, the prequel era, right, giving us like the Clone Wars. Well, after the Clone Wars to Revenge of the Sith, what really happened in that period of time. And I think that's what the beauty of the Clone Wars was. Well, should I say Attack of the Clones? I always say Clone Wars now. It gives you that understanding of like what really happened. And, again, seeing who Plo Koon was, because again, you didn't really have an understanding of, I really did, like, again, I just knew him as the guy who blew up in a, in a ship, in a starfighter. That was what I knew him as, and really diving deep into his character, building that character development was beautiful. What Dave Filoni did with him, giving us more Mace Windu, seeing a young Boba Fett trying to kill Mace Windu, after his father's head just got beheaded.
I know, that was a wild episode. That was a wild episode.
And then
kill him. I was like,
seeing the Padawan arc, like seeing different like. That was awesome, and that's why I say is like, even like, again, you get characters like Asajj Ventress, you get Savage Opress, you see Sidious fighting Maul and Savage. Like that to me made me fall in love with the Clone Wars, because at first, like I said, I was a kid. I was just like, I can't, like, I love the movies, but it was like being an adult, I think, or shall I say a younger adult, because I mean I'm still young, but I got to really enjoy it, and I really appreciate it now, being a Star Wars YouTuber, and just overall just being a Star Wars fan. I really enjoy it, and I wish that they would incorporate some of these characters into live action. That's all I wish.
Right. They don't give up hope, because if they see the fans' response is
unfortunately
and it's positive, they're gonna say, okay, listen, this worked, this didn't. Let's not do this. Let's do this. That's why they shied away from the movies. They got nervous when Solo didn't do as well, like we were saying earlier. They really got scared. It really backed them off, and they're like, okay. That's why Bob Iger, who I really liked, he was like, let's slow our roll. Let's make a plan here, because this didn't quite go the way we really wanted it to go. And I know it was right now, like even Galaxy's Edge, like a lot of people were upset because it's about their Star Wars. It's about Kylo Ren, Rey.
Well, that's the thing.
Other fans are upset about that. Like, why can't we get everything? Or, you want to put that in, that's great. But give us an OT, give us a PT, give us, because some people grew up on those and they want that, And I get it. To me, I'll be honest, I thought Star Wars Land was going to be everything.
Well,
that's what I thought it was going to be.
And that was the original plan. Like they were supposed to incorporate it a whole bunch of stuff. Like, but the original plan, because I saw the concept back, like I wasn't even thinking about doing YouTube, but like I saw this just as a regular, and I was like, wow. Like I thought, and like when they scratched off a couple things, I was like, okay, but I knew that I had a feeling that I knew Batu was going to be something that was going to be a part of, I guess the Star Wars canon eventually, right? That was what was told. And now in Galaxy's Edge, in the Galactic Star Cruiser. Now between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, it's told this story it's canon, and this is very much that they met at the Galactic Star Cruiser, and that adds now to between episodes 8 and 9 now. So I'm just like, well, I'm just scratching my head like, okay, well,
you're not gonna believe this.
The
There's
only
a
way.
comic book series now about with the Galactic Star Cruiser. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I have to read it
And
because
there's a comic book series about the Halcyon, I think it's called. So I was like, well, wait a minute. And they said that Han and Leia spent their honeymoon there. And
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm just
serious. Listen, I'm just telling you what they say.
because
I don't
then
make this up.
this is the part that I don't like because, for example, I don't have, and let me tell you, there from what I was reading about it, Galactic
Right.
Star Cruiser, they're suffering. They're suffering a
Right.
lot with the hotel because to sit there and have expect people to pay $5,000 for
too
a
much.
hotel I mean it's a lot, and then that's number one. Number two, the only way I know the encounter between Rey and Kylo, that means I have to sit there and go there to watch. Like I have to, in order to know, I have to
Well,
go there.
you didn't see any videos? Because there was videos all over the place about it.
Yeah, I gotta. Let me just
You
answer
saw
this.
my video, right?
Oh, I saw. No.
This is fair.
I was excited to try Star Wars drinks to find that to find out you need to be 21 for most. Yeah. Oh, John, thank you so much, bro. Horns up. Have a good one, bro.
Take care, John.
I mean, overall, I saw like the whole thing. I had played it here too. The fight between Kylo and Rey. I saw that already. Right. I had seen it from a while ago actually, because somebody that I knew that was on it had leaked a video of it, and not leaked, they put it out. And
it was everywhere. It was
yeah
everywhere.
To me it was just like, well, I mean, I just kind of get upset because it's like, so I just spent money to go to the movies, and you mean to tell me there's a fight I missed that I didn't get to see? So now it's like I have to spend realistically $5,000 to go see this fight real. And I just, again, I know it's a money propaganda, but it's just too much. And I think that the story should be told. If that's going to be canon as it is, it should be a story that's canon, but that all the fans can see, not through YouTube, not through anything, through a movie.
I know what you're saying.
Through Disney Plus. That's more what I'm saying, is just have it that way, because again, not everybody has that money. Not everybody has realistically. Again, I work with kids. I in a school. Not every kid has a phone or a computer to go on YouTube to say, hey, let me find out. And guess what? Like, good thing we live in this generation where bullying or being made fun of is not a thing anymore. Because back then, if you didn't like watch the movie, or you didn't know, or you were a fan of it, you get bullied. So it's like, it's sad. I don't agree with it. I think that if they're gonna tell a story, like have a little short, or come out with a series like the Galaxy Star Cruiser series, where they have it there and we could see it for all fans, and maybe whatever, it's a part of the Disney Plus, whatever.
Listen, you went, I went, I know Entertainment Crew went. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a great time. People said, well, how'd you afford it? I said, listen, I just took my tax return, and I said, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's what I did. And so, I knew that, I was going to spend a little bit of my taxes, but, I said, when we get the refund, because I'm going to take it more on my paycheck, we'll have it for later. It's kind of like putting money away for something that we wanted to do. Yeah. And I did it. I said, when I go, I'm doing everything, and that's it, because I want to get the full experience, So I spent some money. I did the lightsaber training. I built the droid. I got the holocron. I got sabacc cards because I really wanted to get that. I saw a pair of sabacc cards. I'm definitely getting this,
Yeah.
We did the whole 9, and I have to say, I did thoroughly enjoy myself. Now, I'm not so much of a sequel fan. It's not my favorite time period. I think the story was kind of all over the place. They really needed it. It seemed like the story was fighting itself. Right. And they didn't give the fans what even Mark Hamill said, this is not what the fans want, man. You got to give the fans what they want. They're paying you for your product, Yeah. And I agree. But in The Mandalorian, they got it. We got the Luke Skywalker we wanted to see.
Yeah, that's true.
And so if you give people what they want, they're going to come. Yeah. I think Galaxy's Edge is great. If you can experience it, if you can do it just at least once in your life, go do it. I would not say don't do it. Even if you don't like the sequel trilogy, just go enjoy it, because it is a fun experience to do. Yeah. But like you said, I can't do the Star Cruiser. A lot of people
I
can't
can't.
do the Star Cruiser. And for something that's supposed to be for families, they just keep jacking the price. And what they're going to do is they're going to put the middle class and the lower class out. And the only people who are going to go are the people who have that kind of money.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's
that's
true.
sad. It's sad because I'm sure that's not what Walt Disney wanted.
No, I mean,
You know?
again, he had a. I mean, who? I mean, at this point now, who really knows what his vision would have been?
Right.
Mando hitting all the notes besides the screw up with Gina. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think overall, I think it's time to figure out what's going to really work for the fans because they need to go back to their roots and figure out because again, when they bought it from George Lucas, for what was it, $4 million or billion dollars, $4 billion, again, if you're gonna take something, go buy it and and make well with it, the way he wanted it, tell his side,
Right.
tell his version, and that's one of the things he's been pissed off about. I think he's like, what is it? He's a second like shareholder on the stock for
I think
Lucasfilm.
so.
So he
Yeah.
still has a big say, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not the way Kathleen Kennedy can sit there and run it, which is,
Right.
sometimes again, it was a little scary when the movies were coming out. So
Right.
far, she hasn't put, again, it's been all Favreau and Filoni putting their,
But that's
2
his
cents.
fault, though. Like if you have your product and you say, "Hey, let's," like, because his reasoning, like, if you ever saw the interview between him and Kathleen Kennedy,
Yeah.
I understand what he did, and I'm grateful he did it because if he didn't sell it, we would have never got anything but 1-6, and that would have been the end. And I would have been a Star Wars fan, but what I wanted so much more, So when a game came out
Yeah.
and told a story, man,
Yeah.
I was extremely excited. I couldn't wait to buy it because
Well,
it told a story of something I wanted.
Well,
you know?
that's that's the thing is like talking about the game because we were talking about that before. What they really should do is revamp it. They need to
Which
bring back
game? Which game?
just overall. Remember back then they used to have the games where they would have episode 1, 2, and 3. Like they had that.
Yes.
They should bring that back because again, I think it'd be good for the younger generation as well to have an understanding of what the prequels were. Even if you bring make
Agreed.
OT games, I think it would be really really cool. To have that. I think that'd be awesome.
I love Revenge of the Sith. When I played that game, man,
that game was awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable
to see that now modernized. Oh my gosh, like even just overall, like even like that, and again, Force Awakens Force Unleashed was amazing game.
Yes.
That's my favorite game of all time.
Yes.
Jedi Fallen Order doesn't fall too far behind, but again,
Nope.
that's because it's the technology. It's very modernized. They did a phenomenal job. Kudos to him getting his lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. I have to say, we talked about it earlier. We were just talking about that, but again, I think that they need to figure out what they're gonna do going forward because
Are you
again,
excited about Lego?
I am. We just talked about that. We were looking at the trailer before. Yeah, I'm definitely super excited for that. What I was gonna say is that I think that what they should do going for, I think what John is trying. I mean, not John, Dave Filoni, because I don't know if you know, but Filoni was on the set of like he was on the set, I think, of all of them. To be honest, I know he was on the set of The Last Jedi. I don't know if you knew that. So what I think Filoni, his mindset is, let me answer the things that basically these guys screwed up on.
Yeah.
And let me do that. But my only scary thought or the only thing I'm scared of is that I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to be very honest. I don't really like to touch on things that create, that were very toxic and, during certain times. I really don't. But I like, I'll bring it up in a sense of like, for example, Rian Johnson. Dave Filoni owes Rian Johnson a favor. He does because Dave Filoni was on the set of Last Jedi. So and not too long ago it came out that Rian Johnson wants to do, I don't know if you heard about this, that he wants to do an episode of The Mandalorian. So I think to myself,
I didn't hear that. No, I didn't
well,
hear
there
that.
you go. I just made content. You can put that out. I don't want to. I'm good.
If he does an episode, I'm not going to be so scared. Okay, he does an episode.
No, I'm not going to be scared. It's just more of
me is that he killed off, like, the movie was supposed to be a setup for the third movie, but yet it felt like the ending. And like when I left that theater, I felt like, okay, so is like this the end? Like there's like 40 people left of the rebellion. They all fit in the Millennium Falcon. Luke is gone. I'm like, wow. It's like I left not feeling like I did when Empire Strikes Back. Like, oh my God, where did Han go? How are they gonna find Han? Luke got his arm. Is he gonna be able to beat Vader? I didn't get that feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling of like, I just got the feeling like, okay, this is the end of the movie. They're just gonna go to a planet and hang out somewhere now, or like, I didn't get like what is going to happen. I got more of like, okay, like this is the end. Like, where are they going from here? And it was rough for him to come back, and then he was angry. I could tell when the Rise of Skywalker came out, he was angry. Like,
I mean, did you see the interviews? Did you see the interviews?
Like, if you watch the movie, like Luke catches the lightsaber and says, "This is not how you treat a lightsaber."
Dude, the whole movie was a middle finger to Rian Johnson's version. It was a whole middle finger. I mean, hands down. But that's what I'm saying is like, to be honest with you, Last Jedi was very much Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson together. It was really them because what happened with J.J. Abrams was that he had a lot of from what I remember. J.J. Abrams had that vision, which was Force Awakens. But the thing is, Kathleen Kennedy wanted to put her 2 cents in a lot, which she got to do with Rian Johnson, actually. But but what's crazy is Rian Johnson actually presented from what I remember, again, don't quote me, but this is what I remember, had presented a script, which was the first one. And Kathleen Kennedy said no to the first script. And it was the second one that she was like, this one, I want more. So that's why when people kind of shit on Rian Johnson, I say I wouldn't really come at him so much. It's more now, granted, what he did with Mark Hamill and what he did on Twitter coming at the fans, that I don't approve. That was total bullshit. It was a rookie move. You've been doing this for
classless. Like, he went after a YouTuber, I'm sure Mike Zero. I'm sure he went after him. I was like, come on, man, you're a director of a Star Wars movie. You shouldn't. People like us or whoever is promoting is actually, we're giving you free promotion. When we talk about Star Wars, we're grabbing Star Wars fans into the channel who want to see it because they're so thirsty for Star Wars information. Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going to happen. What is the plot? Who are the characters? They're thirsty for this stuff. Yeah. And so instead of praising the fans and praising the creators, which I don't get, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of it's money, but it's not life-changing. Some people it is, but not everybody. So I'm like, listen, some people do it like you, me, out of passion. Whatever we get, we get. But we're passionate. We love it. This is something, it means a lot to our lives. It's changed our lives. It's helped our lives. And so whatever. And so I'm like, man, you shouldn't be putting people down. You should, so when people put you down, you get all offended and like, who can I pick on? Who should I pick? Oh, I'll pick on, I'll call them white supremacists. So we're going to pick on them, and we're going to say the force is female. And we're like, oh my God, what is all this stuff? Where is this coming from? Yeah. If everybody's fault. No, it's not. Listen, it's not everybody's fault. You wrote a bad movie. Take the L and fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why now going forward, it's like, I think that's why
some people loved it. Don't get me wrong. Some people
no. Listen,
that's great. That's
I
great,
don't look. Listen, the sequels for me are not my ideal. I understand it, and again, I've said it before on my channel. I'll say it again. See, each their own. I know there's people who will sit there and kind of argue with somebody on a channel or whatever just for an opinion. Listen, it's my this is my take. Look, I'm not saying I dislike them. It's just not my favorite out of all out of all the trilogies. I'm grateful for it because we got to have more Star Wars content.
Me too.
So honestly, look, I'll tell you this much. Thank you, Disney, for buying Lucasfilm, because it gave people like us a moment to come together to sit here, create content, and enjoy. And I love doing this. Honestly, I do, too. And I don't even get paid. So I love it. You know what I'm saying? And to those that get paid for it, good for them, because they've been doing this since, they just picked the right time and the right place. They got lucky when it started. So good for them, and I commend them, that's amazing, but again, it's more about doing it just for the love and everything like that. That's more what I say is just, when you're doing all of this, do it for the fans. Don't it's a shit thing to sit there and kind of bash the whole like
But they
community
did
and
it
all
for
that.
money. They did
No, no,
it
no.
for
Of course,
merchandise. They did it for money.
of
They did it for and I think when Iger and saw the people backlashed, I think he said, okay, I think we need to think about all this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm glad they did. But again, then they goof up and they do something like the Galactic Star Cruiser. How many people
yeah,
would love to go experience it? Yeah, I mean, did you have to make it 5,000? You're not paying these people. You're paying these people 15 an hour,
yeah,
20 an hour, whatever they're paying them, right? It's not astronomical money. And these people the performances
yeah,
they put on is incredible. They have to put up with kids pulling in their pants and they have to stay in character. And they
yeah,
do. They do
yeah,
these people who work these hours and don't get paid that much do
yeah,
a phenomenal job. Hats off
yeah.
to them. I give them all the credit in the world and make it so believable. Like when I rode the Rise of the Resistance, that ride was absolutely one of the most amazing things I've ever rode in my life.
When I went, I didn't even get to go on that. I'm really
Oh,
I was disappointed in the fact that you have to wait like 2 hours. I think that's kind of absurd.
uh,
Um, yeah, I
I
mean,
just had a list. Like they put us on the waiting list, and I was like, "Well, let's go do the Falcon. Let's go experience, Toy Story. Let's." So we went around, experienced different
yeah.
things, and then we got called. I went back. That's what I did. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, overall, like I said, I think that going forward, I think the direction that they're going in now, I think they've learned a lot from a lot of the backlash they dealt with the movies. I think that I really like Mandalorian and Boba Fett. The Holoc is amazing, and I totally knew I'd want to go several times. That's awesome. That is so awesome. That if you got to go to that, I mean, congrats, kudos. I wish I could have went.
yeah, me
And
too.
others. But I
Me
will say,
too.
I think that they're learning a lot. I think what happened with the sequels was that it was very rushed. I think they were just trying to put a product out because again, they had just purchased it. They had just purchased.
Yeah,
They need to get that money back,
yeah,
which they did. They
yeah.
did.
Oh, they did.
But
Yeah.
again, it's just it wasn't to the T because I talked about it here last time. I'm not gonna dive too much into it.
Good.
I thought when I first saw Kylo and Rey, I thought it was gonna be a touch of the EU. I thought it was gonna be Jason and Jaina Solo. That's what I thought it was gonna
Right.
be.
Yeah. I think we all
So
did. I think we
yeah,
all did.
I haven't been yet. I'm booked for May 4th. Well, congrats and have fun and let us know how it
Wow.
goes,
Yeah. You're gonna.
Cheerful
Yeah. Good
Cupcake.
for you. May the fourth be with you. There you go.
Yes, there you go. There you go. I'll actually I can't wait to go to Celebration. I'm so excited to go with my
You're
crew
gonna
and
love it. You're gonna have a great time, man.
yeah, I mean so much people I'm excited that I have lined up.
So you
It's
see,
gonna be
think
got
about this. You've gone to Florida, right? You saw Galaxy's Edge. You saw the thing in New York, and now you're going to Celebration. So look at this, man. Look at this.
yeah.
So don't be disappointed in a couple of little things you can't do. Look at what you can do.
Oh
Some
yeah,
people
hands
can't get to
down.
New York. Some people can't get to see the exhibit you got to see. So they're living vicariously through you. So they got to see it in a live stream. Right? So think
Yeah.
about the experiences you're getting to go. And listen, this is just the beginning. This is just
Yeah.
your beginning of your YouTube journey. Who
Yeah.
knows where it's going to go after this.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I have really major plans for Celebration, so I have a lot of things lined up, and I can't wait to put that out for the people that I know that do watch and that will be watching and that know me. And I have like I said, I have a whole bunch of things lined up to come. So like I said, I'm working with an artist, so that's another plus too. I've been blessed.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, the person who did my logo, my thing, amazing artist. Like I said, I've been in collaborations with them, so it's pretty cool. Like I said, I can't wait for Celebration. I'm excited for everything that's to come because there's been so much Star Wars, but I do want to touch the world before we do head off. I'm gonna head off in like the
Sure.
next 13
Do you
minutes.
want to get the comments because you wrote like 4 comments? I don't know if you
Yeah, so I read this one here. I put it up already. We put that one, and then this was the last one. But knowing what I know about I can't read that in improv
What
made me
vaudeville?
vaudeville and improv made me know I'd want to do it a few times. But sorry, I
Oh,
wasn't
she'd
quick.
want to do it a few, or he.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
want to do
cool,
it a
cool.
few times. Got it.
So with the last few, like I said, I wanted to touch on Marvel. I promised everybody
Sure.
I'd touch on Marvel
Go
a
ahead.
little bit. Somebody asked me earlier. I know I'm sure they'll probably come and see this back again. For Moon Knight, I am excited for freaking Moon Knight.
Me
That
too.
show
Me
looks
too.
so good, dude.
Me too.
I don't know jack shit about Moon Knight, but
Me
let me
neither.
tell you, I
Me
know
neither.
the only time I've seen it is in Star Wars. in a Spider animated series. It was cool to see for a little bit. But again, I am super, super excited. I can't wait. Let me read. Oh, yeah, I'm very happy for you. I look forward to all your content. I love your positive attitude. Well, I thank you, Cheerful Cupcake. I know you've been watching for a while, so I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As I always try to give the latest and best news out. Again, also too giving you guys, things that I know from certain sources. So, but yeah, going back. So thank you again for that. But going back to Moon Knight, I'm excited, dude. It's just such a character
Yeah,
that looks so dope. Like,
it does.
and I think Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac. I mean, he's killing the game right now. I have to say,
Yeah.
killing it, killing it, killing
I
it.
think Moon Knight's going to be big, man. It looks great. Again, I feel like
Yeah.
you. Like the only time I remember seeing Moon Knight, and I like you. I don't know much about him. Was in a Spider-Man comic book when they did team up.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man teamed up with him. He seemed
Yeah.
like an awesome character, very mysterious. Like okay, I don't know much about him. He's more of like a nighttime kind of character. He kind of like reminded me a little bit of Batman because he's
That's
got
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
the boomerang things. He's got the dark look. You can't
Yeah.
see his face. He looks like wow. So I think that this series is gonna really hit well with them. I think it's gonna do excellent.
I think so too. I think it's gonna do very, very, very good. I think that they're all gonna. I can't wait for them to all kind of intertwine, like all come together. Because as we know, they're not gonna be doing Avengers. They said that that's kind of done.
Yeah.
That's what is it about? Kevin, what's his
Feige?
name? Kevin Feige said already that they're done with the Avengers, which is kind of disappointing. It's kind of sad because
Yeah.
there's still so much you can touch on for the Avengers. But again, I'm sure it's a lot of work. I'm sure a lot of these guys don't want to do it as well. I mean, I don't know why, but
I
maybe
wouldn't know either, man. If you could put me in every single movie I could be in, I'd be like, I'm gonna run with it until people don't want it anymore.
Yeah, like for example,
that's
Tom Holland. I think he's done as Spider-Man. From what it's been told, I think he's
Mm.
done. Oh no, there's more.
No. The newest rumor is at first he thought he was done, and he was saying whoever takes over my role, that's fine. But I also follow a lot of that too. And what he said is now they said they signed him up for 3 more, so he's got another trilogy coming.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, he's supposed to be like the forefront, of the Avengers. He's supposed to be the lead, the next big thing. So
they're going to continue the story from where they left off. It's going to be his future.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm sure at that point they would incorporate Miles Morales, which I love. Miles Morales. That's the next thing. Because if you saw No Way Home, when Jamie Foxx was like, man, what was it he said? He's like, there's got to be a black Spider-Man out there.
He said, I thought you were black.
Yeah, and I loved it because I'm just like, oh, that's setting up for Miles Morales. I'm like, yes, let's go. I know that's what he's going toward. I know that's what they were.
That's exactly what they were doing.
So I'm like, yes, because again, I can't wait for Into the Spider-Verse. Like, and that's like, it's animated, but it's so good.
Yes,
so,
and if
so
you haven't
good.
seen that, I strongly suggest seeing. At first, I was very hesitant to watch it, but man, it was phenomenal.
Amazing.
It was
so
really,
good.
really good.
Yeah, they did such a good job. I have to say they did a really good job with that. Morbius comes out this week.
Games, even Spider-Man video games. If you haven't played them,
dude, of course, yeah. The only one that I haven't played is the Miles Morales. That's the only one, but I heard that was really,
it's
really
good too.
Oh, you played it?
I'm not done with it, but it's very good. It's very good. Yeah,
I got to play. The last game that I played was the Avengers game. That was the last thing.
How do you find that? Because some people were disappointed with it.
Boring. Like it's cool. It's cool. It's cool to play as Iron Man, Hulk. What is it? Her name, Mrs. Marvel. That's who
Thor.
it is. Thor, Black Widow.
Right.
All cool. And I think now they added Spider-Man into it as a DLC. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't have it because I heard it was like, it was,
yeah.
Like you said, people weren't. It didn't give you that.
The storyline was okay. It was okay. It just didn't sit well with me.
You weren't the only one.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man better. I mean, even the recent game, the first one that came out recently, that one was amazing. Miles Morales, I wish I had that game. It looks really good.
Did you play the DLCs of Spider-Man?
Of course, dude. It was great. The DLCs, I felt like were even. Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with it even more.
Me too.
So I think that, and that's what's saving a lot of the game. The one that I was really pissed off about for Star Wars, going back to that, was Jedi Fallen Order. Like, you finish the game and it's done, which is so stupid. Because it's like you can literally do an open world game. Like, you have all the tools to do it.
Well, here's the thing. they're continuing it, like we know, they're coming.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think I've texted you this, but I'll say it again. If you can get into a panel, people will watch it like crazy. So if
Yeah,
you can
that's
get,
my goal.
and I know
Well,
that the Jedi Fallen Order, they are having a
a
panel at
release, yeah.
Celebration, and I can tell you because somebody watched it, they filmed it from their cell phone. They got a
Yeah.
million views,
Yeah.
1 million views.
Oh, I believe it.
And I was like,
definitely,
wow.
I
But it
believe
was
it.
great to see what we can't see because a lot of people who aren't there want to know, want
Yeah.
to experience it. So I'm telling you, the panel's going to be great. I look forward to the trailer. I think the trailer is going to be good. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
died about 100 times, but whatever.
Same. It's okay. I did too.
It's a good story.
It is, and I like that. I like how the Kenobi series is connected to that game very, very much, very, very much. I mean, with the new with the Inquisitors involved, with the planet Nur, you get to see the tower.
Right.
That's all stuff. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my videos. I talk about all this
By
stuff
the
that's
way,
been released.
In the trailer, I was wondering who was the person shooting, and I don't know if I should. You might know this. I don't know if you did a video on it or not, but they said that it's Kenobi who's shooting with the blaster.
So
I've heard that. Now,
so that's the fight scene with Vader. So this is what's been told. Well, I did the video on it. So round, I'll put it to you like this. I'll give you a taste of it. If those of you, because I put round 1 and 2 in there, go check out my older videos. Round 1, Kenobi faces Vader with just a blaster, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right.
That's all I'll say. I'll just leave it at that. But
yeah, because he doesn't want, because the whole goal, and I think that's what people don't get. It's not that he goes around with a lightsaber. Remember, he's supposed to be
in hiding. That's why this series is very confusing.
Vader and the Inquisitors it's the Jedi purge time. This is when they're trying to find any remaining Jedi that survived Order 66 and eliminate them. And if you read the Darth Vader comic book, there was Eth Koth. I don't know if you remember him, but he was having a kid, and Vader storms in just as his baby's born. And he goes right after the guy. He doesn't care, and it goes to kidnap the kid, and that's what they were doing. If Jedi's had any kids or any children, they were trying to kidnap any Force-used children they were finding. This is what they were doing. So their goal was to eliminate anybody who survived and any Force users that they could find that there were children. They were going to take them and brainwash them to make them more Inquisitors to keep the cycle going, so the Sith ruled and the Jedi would never come back to power. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, just to think they were scared of that, huh?
And I have to say that comic book was fantastic. I watched Darth Vader mini. So, the 25 episodes were just so good.
So good. I mean, I really appreciate it too, and I love the fact that he had to go out and build his lightsaber, like the beginning of Vader.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like what I wanted. Like I know Disney would.
I wanted too. I want a live action. I want to see it.
I don't. Yeah, but you know what it is. I've said it here on my channel before. I think that, to be honest, they shouldn't touch.
Played out.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's just I think that it's a very scary thing to touch on, because I don't think they can do it right. I don't think they can do a Vader series right, because I think that if they were to sit there and try to do a live action Vader series, I think that they would ruin it. That's just my opinion. I just think, because I think the reason
why.
What
if they did a solo movie on Vader?
But think about it. All their solos haven't went well. Think about it. I mean, not that it didn't go well, like that meaning, but like it didn't.
The Rogue One did well. I mean, that was a solo movie.
Did it?
That wasn't a continue. I thought it did great. So many people loved it. Many people.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I loved it, but
I loved it too. It's
box office wise, it didn't do so well. It didn't do hot at all.
It didn't hit $1 billion.
I'm not sure, but I know it didn't do well. I know it didn't really do well in the charts. I know it didn't hit, like it wasn't number 1. I remember that much for a while. That one and Solo, that's why you always hear those two movies always tanked. They didn't do good. It didn't live up to the Star Wars expectation that you would assume.
Now you got me looking.
The same way the sequels hit, it didn't hit the same way. But I mean, yeah. Again, I just think that
it did do $1 billion. By the way,
it did $1 billion. Okay, it did $1 billion, but it didn't.
Rogue One did $1 billion. Solo didn't. Solo did $393 million.
Okay.
Rogue One did $1.56 billion.
Well, I mean, I mean, money wise, I'm sure it did great. I mean, either way, I mean, a million is a million, or a billion is a billion.
The
But I
best
mean,
one was The Force Awakens. It did over 2 billion.
right? I figured
The
that.
others
Yeah.
hit a billion. The others did hit a billion, and it was close to the last one, Rise of Skywalker and Rogue One were very close in numbers. They just went over a billion, the two of them.
But I guess if you're talking, but I guess I'm talking more about fan, like, you know, fan expectations and everything. It didn't live up to the hype that fans had wanted.
I don't know. I from the people who I see on Twitter, I mean, they rave about. There's very few people
Nowadays,
that-
yeah, nowadays people
yeah.
love it. Yeah, nowadays love it. People love it. Again, everybody's favorite scene, of course, is Vader's.
Vader, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes the movie, to be honest with you. I mean, the movie overall is great. I mean, I love Rogue One.
I would love to know more about the characters. The what is it? The Forces one, the one with me, or so I forget.
The one. Yeah, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Yeah.
Great character. I mean, I'd love to know more about them and how they came about and what they were protecting. And I'd really love to have a story with them. I mean, and that's their characters. I'm like, man, why did people want to see that?
Well,
People
that's why.
that, you know.
Did you? So go. I wanted to respond because I'm gonna finish the live here soon.
Sure.
Did you hear? You heard about the planet Jabeam and the whole Force sensitive colony?
I've heard a little bit, but not much.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. That was my last video that I put out yesterday. It was really, really good. Now we're on Sunday, right? So it was really, really good. I put out a video on it. It talks about how Vader and the Inquisitors are gonna go slay or should I say slaughter this colony of Force sensitive that never finished their training. And they're basically, because you know the Battle of Jabeam, right? During the Clone Wars.
You were talking about in your live stream, but I didn't quite understand the whole thing.
Right. So during the Clone Wars, you had the Battle of Jabeam, and now they're bringing it kind of back, and they're talking about that. That's where O'Shea Jackson's character is from, if I'm not mistaken. So they're gonna touch a little bit on it in the Kenobi series, and that's where I was kind of talking about it in this live stream.
Interesting.
Yeah, I dove a little bit deeper into it, but it's pretty interesting. You gotta definitely check it out.
Awesome.
And there's so much on the Kenobi series I can't wait for. There's so much with Marvel. Last question, rapid fire. Are you excited for Morbius?
I'm not really. I'm not a Morbius fan.
Okay.
I don't watch everything. I didn't watch Hawkeye. I didn't watch.
Hawkeye was actually good. I actually liked.
I didn't watch the Falcon and the. I missed that.
The
one.
Falcon and the cabbage. No. The Winter Soldier. No. Okay.
I missed that one. I could watch it anytime I want. I have Disney Plus, but I just, I wasn't as excited as I was on the series. Like Moon Knight, I'm really pumped up. Obi-Wan, I'm really pumped up. I can't wait to see these things.
You know what it is? Could it be because we're so used to these characters already, and we're seeing like new characters that we're just like, oh yes.
It could be. I mean, I think that everybody wants little. I think that if they do little new, little old, they're going to be successful. They're going to, and as long as they plan it out and have a good story, they don't have to rush it. They don't have to give us 12 Star Wars shows a year. It's not what we want. I'm just saying, listen, if you're going to put out a show, then make sure you have a great story. Yeah. That's all we ask for. It doesn't matter who the character is. It doesn't matter what gender it is. It doesn't matter what sex they are. It doesn't matter if it's an alien. It does. Who cares? I mean, I want to see more aliens. Throw some more, like Kid Fisto or something like that. Throw something like that.
I want to see Kid Fisto swimming. Yeah. I want to see him swimming somewhere, and that's what everybody wants to see. Dive more into that one.
The last thing I'll say, because I know you got to go, and I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost there. The last thing I want to say is one thing. Okay. The one thing I want to say is I would love to know what the Jedi hid and what they kept away from people who weren't masters. I'd love to see. I don't care if they touch on it. I don't care if they do one episode on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what was there. Yeah. And I know Sidious found out there was a whole bunch of artifacts or whatever, but I'd really like to know what was in there that was so secretive that they were hiding from all the other students. I want to know, what was it? What were these things in there? What was hidden from them? Why was it hidden from them? I don't think we ever got a full explanation about that.
Who knows? Maybe it's in Mount Tannis in what is it? Sidious's little clone. What is it? The
observatory.
Yeah, maybe it's there. So who knows? In Mount Tannis and Wayland, because that was where he had a lot of his artifacts. He had his things stored there. So who knows? Maybe Bad Batch will explore that and we'll learn some more things. But Dude, I want to thank you for hopping on. I know you hopped on. It's been an hour. Well, I've been streaming for 3 hours.
Thank
I'm
you.
exhausted. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And everybody
Thank you
who
for
was,
having me. It was great, man. This hour flew. It was
yeah,
like an
yeah.
hour. Like, really? Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? I appreciate it. Please go check out my guy, Everything Star Wars, who talks everything Star Wars. And so just tell everybody where to find you.
Well, this is the channel. I don't have much subscribers because I used to do it. It used to be Rob's Rules was my official channel.
Right.
But then this is my second channel, and I want to start getting more into it because, well, this guy over here is one of them entertainment crew. They kind of got me pumped up to be positive again. I was negative for a while, all the and I avoided, so I kind of drifted off. But now I want to get back into it, and you know, these are two. This is two channels. He's one of them. So. Hey, thanks, man. You got me pumped up for it. So yeah, you got me pumped. I was watching some of your videos. I commented on some of your. I was like, hey, you know, this guy's good. I like his positive energy. Your crew's positive.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, took me a while to get my crew. I'll tell you that much. But it's definitely, it's always nice to have a good team. Well, not even team, just a good family behind you, supporting you as always. And I want to thank everybody.
I got your back.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for everybody who is watching as we are going to end the stream now. Many blessings to everybody and hope you enjoyed the stream. Oh, I can't wait for you guys that are going to watch it because it definitely was a good one today as I got to have Verity Who, a.k.a. Jasmine, the other sis. I got to have Rob from Rob's Rules and Everything Star Wars. Hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. And stay tuned because I have a good video coming out tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Later, guys.
Later.